We're live. O, 'di ba? Ayan, syempre mega, 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 mwah, 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 mwah. Love shout out to all of you. Ayan, magandang gabi, umaga, tanghali, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone. O, 'di ba? Ay, nakita kita kagad, Timang. Ayan, Timang Vlog TV. Ayan, do the five. O, 'di ba? And of course, to Shirley and Top J the Puyaters. O, ano ba yan? Biglang lumunok pa talaga eh, no? Ayan. Mega, 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 mega love shout out to everyone. O, diba? Ayan. Nagulat ako. Saan ka nagulat? O, diba? How are you doing, Timang? Kumusta, kumusta ka naman, Timang dyan? Yahoo! O, diba? Ayan. But tonight, ayan, we're going to, mukhang ano, takot na kaagad kayo kagad dun sa topic pa lang natin. Mukhang natatakot na kaagad kayo. Ay, I know I'm late again, but you know, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? O, diba? Ayan. But today, this is what we're going to do. We're going to talk about the questions that I or you can have that are actually like, you know, questions that are kind of like hard to ask because it's either you're too embarrassed to ask about it or it's kind of like a taboo to talk about it. So those are the questions and those are the topics that we're going to discuss tonight. O, diba? Ganun. Ganun yun, guys. Ayan. Ikaw ba, Timang? Kumusta ka, Timang? Ayan. Kumusta, kumusta ka? And again, we're doing multi-live stream, but I'm doing it kind of like the getaway. O, diba? Ayan, diba? But let's see if we can do this. If we can actually kind of like do it in a good way. O, diba? May paganon. But we're definitely gonna do this today. And we're going to kind of like, let me do this first. Let's see. Ayan. Galing ko naman talaga. Yes. There you go. I forgot to do something else. Oh, wow naman. Bads JB. Bads are going to come up today. Ayan. Makikipagtalaktakan ka. But it has to be, you know, kailangan English. Bads. And syempre kay Liquid ko naman, ayan, mega, 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 mwah, 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 love shout out to you, Liquid. How are you doing? Kumusta, kumusta ka naman? Ayan. Yo, yo, yo! And of course to Shirley. Ayan, Shirley, Shirley. Mwah, 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 mwah. Ayan, mega, mega love shout out to you as well. O, diba? And if you're new to this channel, guys, this is all about getting overall fit, which is basically being mentally, emotionally, physically, sexually fit. O, diba? Ayan. So if you're all into that, don't forget to subscribe. Ayan. So you can actually interact on the live chat. Because if you're not subscribed, you'll probably cannot interact with us tonight. So please just subscribe. It's just one click away, you know. And like, of course, and then share this live stream. And of course, to Jenski Vlog. I am mega, mega. Mwah, 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 mwah. Love shout out to you, Jenski. And thank you naman, guys, for coming. I know you guys are super, super busy. And as I've said, guys, ayan, if you didn't watch my shorts, ayan, I have some good news or maybe, you know, like bad news for some. But, you know, there's going to be like new stuff coming very, very soon. So if you're excited for your life journey to kind of like change as well with me, and of course, if you're into fitness journey as well and you wanted to kind of like have kind of like a partner. Naririnig niyo ba ako, guys? Am I loud and clear? Mamaya, wala na naman akong boses. Do I have voice, guys? Because I don't know. I don't really know if I do have kind of like voice, if you can actually hear me or not. But, hopefully you can hear me. I'm pretty sure you can hear me, guys. So, hopefully. Oh, diba? Mega mega love shout out to all. And guys, ayan. Nakikita nyo dyan, wala si admin ko. Probably my admin is going to be not around. So, if you are one of the people that are actually in the live chat, interact with each other, especially on those times that I'm actually too talkative that I couldn't answer the questions or whatever you're talking on the live chat. But as much as possible, I want to talk about it. Or at least if you have questions that you think you kind of wanted to explore with me, don't hesitate to ask. But at the same time, I also always tell this, guys, if you're going to voice out your opinion in public, of course, this live stream is in public. Don't get offended or don't get sensitive if some people wouldn't have the same value or wouldn't have the same perspective or opinion towards your opinion. So, walang personalan sa Tagalog. Ang haba sa English, no? Pero pag Tagalog, Tagalog. Hay naku guys, ano ba? Ano ba eh? Masyado kayo busy, 'di ba? Hinahayaan nyo lang ako magyaw-yaw dito. But, anyways, guys, ayan. So those are the things that is going to happen today. And as I've said, if you are going to be with me in my fitness journey or life journey, this is the time that is actually very exciting for you and me that are watching right now because there's going to be Mr. Powders. Hello to you. Why is there two? Okay, let me do this. Ayan. Mr. Powders. Ayan, hello to you as well. How you doing, Mr. Powders? How about you, Mr. Powders? Do you think you have kind of like questions that you're afraid to ask on a normal daily basis? Is that how you say it? I don't know, guys. So that's what we're going to talk about. Like, I kind of wanted to know what kind of like questions or what kind of like thoughts you have from day to day that you actually kind of like wanted to share in this live stream. So those are the things that I kind of like wanted to explore today. Let's see if you're gonna have a conversation or like a wonderful or deep, not deep, but kind of like, like interesting conversation today. But it depends on you guys if you're going to interact with me. Oh, hi, beautiful and 100% true. Mega, mega, mega mwah, 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 love shout out to you. This is the person that actually have a lot of questions. So 100% true. This is the time to ask those questions. Ayan, this is the time that we actually. Where are the hearts below your eyes? Oh, I actually did put it right here. Today it's gonna be on the side, like on the side. I just kind of like put it on the side. Maybe next time I'm gonna put it. So I didn't do anything on my hair, guys. It's kind of like messy because it's kind of like wet yet. I didn't get the time to dry my hair, so yeah, that's kind of like what's happening right. So it's like on this side, it's like 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3 on the side. So that's where it goes, kind of like, you know. I hope that's kind of fine. Yes, yo. I am. So today that's the kind of like the topic of tonight. But, like I do have a lot of questions myself too. But at the same time, like I'll just leave it up to you guys for a little bit cuz the thing is sometimes my questions would be probably more kind of like it might hit up a little bit because so it's gonna be sis I see shouty shouty, and of course to Roan Artista official, oh diba may artista in the house. Oh, Ron, how are you doing? Kumusta, sis Icy Shouty? And shouty to all of you guys. Ayan. And also, we're doing Twitch as well, but I kind of like it's a different one on Twitch. So I don't know if, if you're watching on Twitch right now, it's going to be a little bit different. The quality is not up to par right now because I didn't have much time to set it up, but if you are willing to help ICFit, you can always donate it right there. So you can always donate and you can always support ICFit. And, so I can have like more kind of like like more high quality live stream throughout the platform. So it depends, guys. So it's if you just want, guys. So this is not kind of like, eto okay naman po, miss you na, ikaw. I'm very, very, very good. I feel better. I I always feel better though, especially when I'm here, especially when I'm talking in front of you guys. I feel like my hair is not really whatever. Is my hair okay, guys? Do you like my hair today? It's pretty messy. But anyways, and of course, I'm feeling better. Every time I talk to you guys, I do feel better, you know. And 100% true mega mega love shout out to you from Jenski. Ayan. And shouty shouty Jenski vlog. Cici, seryoso yung title. What? Is this not a serious face? Yes, serious. That's a serious question. Like ask questions that you're too afraid to ask. It's not about questions that you're too afraid to ask about me. That's not what I mean. That's why you have to read the description. So, if you're kind of like do not understand the title of this topic today, ayan, I'll speak it in multi-live streaming Tagalog and English. So in English, the topic for today is going to be questions that you're afraid to ask, meaning it's not just questions for me. I'm not a celebrity, you guys, so don't ask me questions. It's more of like questions that you are afraid to ask on a daily basis. Like you have questions, like it doesn't have to be as, it could be a stupid questions, that's why you're afraid to ask about it, but the thing is there's no stupid questions today. So that's the thing, that's what I'm talking is like, it's not questions for me, it's just like normal questions that you have in your head that you're afraid to ask because it could be a stigma, it could be a taboo, or you're just kind of like embarrassed to ask it because it feels like it's such a stupid question. Ganon. Ayan. Hello, hello, and to Samantha. Mega, mega love shout out to you, Samantha. And ate, kailangan ko ng tulong sa pakain po. Agoy! Kailangan ko din ng tulong, Roa. I also need a lot of help, Roa. I need help, a lot of help because it's going to be Christmas again. Ayan. And does your husband know about us? Oh my God. Like, who are you talking to? 100% true. Ayan. Who are you talking to? And, diba? Agui, diba? Yes, yes, Roan. I need a lot. That's why I have like announcement to make. You'll probably gonna see it more maybe tomorrow, you're gonna see me tomorrow, so watch out. So if you're not subscribe, turn on all notifications because probably from now and kind of like in more future days I might have like kind of like not fixed live stream from time to time. So if you want to see something what I do or like what Japan is like, stuff that I could actually share with you guys, especially tourism is now open in Japan. You'll probably see a lot of things that, Like it's more of like I like finding out and exploring Japan, but in a way that it's not popular. I like exploring places that are not popular, the ones that are hidden, the ones that are gems but stay hidden because I don't want to put it out there. Ganon. Ayan. May tanong pala ako sa iyo, te. Ito na naman sinasabi ko sa inyo, guys, eh. Yung questions natin, guys, hindi to questions para sa akin. Hindi ako ganun ka-artista, guys, ha. Yung sinasabi kong questions is yung mga tanong na hindi nyo matanong kasi it's either para kayong tanga kung tatanungin yung mga tanong na yon o mahirap itanong kasi nga nakakahiya or kasi medyo may controversy yung question. Ayan. Just to make it clear, guys, it's not question for me. It's questions that you're afraid to ask. That's why there's no me in the title. 'Di ba? Kaloka kayo talaga. Ayan. 'Di ba? Anong pwede ko ano daw? Ay, eto, okay. I like this question. Anong pwede ko isali sa dancer? Ano daw? Hip-hop, Zumba fitness, reggaeton, mahirap ako mamili po. Nahihirapan ka mamili. So what's that mean? Like anong tanong to? Wait lang, hindi ko mag-get yung tanong. Translator, ayan. Okay. So, the question is, which is okay to dance? Hip hop, Zumba, reggaeton. Are you having hard time trying to figure out what dance are you going to do? Is that what your question, Roan? Yun ba yung tanong mo, Roan? Sumagot ka, Rohan. Joke lang, Roan na. Ayan. So, while I wait for you, Roan, so there's another question. Is it true that Filipinos eat rice with everything? It's not just Filipinos. 100% true. I would say it's Asian, It's Asians that are eating rice for everything. Yeah. It's not just Filipinos, it's Japanese, a lot of country in Asia are kind of like we eat rice. That's part of our daily diet. Like every day we eat rice. I am. And oh my God, Black Gamer Romaine, mega, 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 love shout out to you. Hip hop, of course, Mochiron. Also, Roan. So, Black Gamer says it should be hip hop. Ayan, you should dance hip hop. That's what he says. Ayan. O, diba, tinutulungan ka namin dito, Roan. Send ko sa messenger yung, ano daw? Volant? What's a volant? Roan, pinahihirapan mo ko, Roan. Hindi ko talaga mag-gets. Ayan. And I see, I'm addicted to Rami. What's Rami? Ramen or Rami? Do you mean ramen? 100% true. Is that what you mean? Ramen? Rami? Who's Rami? Is that a person? Ayan. And question. Of course, question. Do you want to come up, Lee? Ayan. Does it look like I've lost weight? I wouldn't say that it looks like, well, just bear with me, Lee, because you ask my honest opinion. I wouldn't say that it looks like you lost weight. It's more of like you toned up. At least that's what I think. Because there's difference. It's like losing weight. Sometimes it's different when I look at the person that actually lose weight. You're more of like toned up. That's what I'm saying. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense, Lee. You know. And Lee, don't get too comfortable. I see is mine. O, diba? O, ayan. Kaya mo yan. O, kinakaya ko nga turuan eh. O, diba? Sorry, 100% lol. O, diba? Yes, ramen. Oh, okay. So, yes, you'll definitely gonna be addicted. Especially, well, I don't know in Korea. I've never had Korean ramen. Like they have those different ones. They usually do mukbang a lot, but Japanese ramen, authentic Japanese ramen, is really really good. And if you want to see what kind of ramen I had, and if you want to kind of like look at it, I do actually have a cheat meal that I kind of ordered, the best spicy ramen on Uber Eats. And when I say spicy, this is really spicy. Like it's really spicy, not Japanese spicy. So if you are interested in that, you can actually replay and watch it. Treat meal ramen day. Ayan. And Claire's mixed edition. Diba? Mega, 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 mega. Mwah, 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 mwah. Love shout out to you, Claire's mixed edition. How you doing? Kumusta, kumusta? Means no. Still fat? Well, the thing is, this is what I'm gonna tell you, Lee. Like, don't get disappointed if you are not, because you just started. Like, for whatever you're having like a progress right now, it's actually good the way you started it as well. So there's progress, but it's not kind of like a big one. Because before you see the real big progress, you basically have to like do a lot of work. But at the same time, you just started. So kind of like don't get to, like, don't like get out of motivation. How do you say that? Like, like the thing is, what I notice is you're more toned up, which means you don't lose weight, because you said lose weight. Like what I'm saying is toned up, like you kind of like more fit than I saw you before the first time. So I think, there's progress, because would you rather have the first one, which is actually like fat, or toned up? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I am. And hello, sexy hosts and guys. Say hi to Claire's Mixed Edition. Ayan, Claire's Mixed Edition is in the house. Is my lipstick good, guys? Japanese ramen is from China. No, I disagree. Okay. I lived in China. The original is the best. Sorry. No, the thing is, that's why I'm gonna disagree with you, Lee. It's so subjective. It's like saying, pizza, Italian pizza is better, but some people would say America did it best. So the thing is, And of course, question, Jensky. Of course. Yes, please do ask questions. This is what I like, Ayan. And I see. Do you have a younger sister? I do, but she's also taken. Well, I'll let her know. I do have a lot of, like cousins, like cousins that are single. Hopefully they're still single. 100% true. And how long will it take to look like Brad Pitt? Be fit like you. The thing is, Lee, this is another thing that I always tell a lot of people. Like, for example, I have a client. Her goal is basically to have a bot, but the thing is, she's starting with zero, like nada. So it depends. Like, I wouldn't say, it depends on the motivation and your willingness to do it. Like, for example, with you, like, are you going to be able to do your nutrition every single day? Like, without kind of like, without failing one day, or at least your workout, like how much cardio are you really putting into your, because the thing is, like, it's good and all that you're doing bodybuilding or like muscle training, but at the same time, what's your goal for real? Like, what really is your goal, especially if you're kind of like just starting again? usually a lot of people who are just starting again with fitness, it's going to be hard, especially if you don't have like a specific personal trainer that would guide you every single day or at least 3 or 4 times a day. It will be hard to get to where you are because the same thing, you don't have the, like the information, especially your goals. Your goals will probably all over the place. That's why I keep telling you, what is your goal? Be real with what your goal is. If you want to lose weight, you have to do a lot of cardio because you cannot do both at the same time, especially if you're just starting again. Even though you're already doing a lot of fitness workout before, but then you kind of like didn't do it for a couple of years, then your body is just starting to kind of like know itself again. So the thing is, you have to kind of like be specific of what you want, but at the same time, simplify of what your goal is. Because if you do everything all at once, your body is also going to be like, what the fuck are you doing? Kind of thing. Do you understand me, Lee? Ayan. So, next question. So, Roan, if you're still there, did we answer your question, Roan? Ayan. Do you believe that we should be contented sa buhay na meron tayo? Like isang kahig, isang tuka. Oh, I like this one. So, viewers, so it's going to be a multilingual live stream, you guys. But at the same time, I also wanted to know your opinions about these things. So, this is the question from Jensky. Do you think or do you believe, guys, what are your opinions that do we need to be contented to be the specific one here is like contented to be poor? Tama, is it, do you believe that you should be contented to be poor if you're poor? Like poor, guys. So that's the question. And before I answer that question, Jensky, let's read. It's true. It's from China. Ramen is from the Chinese word lai ming, which means spicy noodles. I don't care, Lee. I still love Japanese ramen. Is your client the staff member? Is my future wife? Oh my god. That's too much. Too private. Too privately. I see. What's your favorite sex position? Already, that's the question. There's too many. There's too many 100% true to say it right now. Plus, it's still early. So we're gonna, stay tuned till the end so we can talk about that stuff or that kind of topic where there's no kids in the live stream. Tell me or ask me again that later on late. Okay? So, the thing is, so we're going back before we go to the other ones, the other questions. So, do we have to be contented with our life if we are poor? So, kind of like this is my answer to this. There's kind of like a line between being contented of what you physically have or financially have, and the thing is like what kind of like goal in life do you really have? Like I'm trying to like simplify the answer, or like at least in my opinion of like being contented is because at the same time, being human, it's kind of like it's in our genes to be not contented with what we have. We kind of always wanted to have more. And that's just kind of like what life is. That's why it's so hard for a lot of people to be happy. To find happiness is almost like not existing to a lot of people. That's why it's very hard. But this is where I think, in my opinion, your goal and your kind of like want comes to place. So it's not about being contented in a way. It's more of like, what do you want in your life? How do you see your life? And how do you see your life being happy? If you're poor, And there's a lot of people saying this. If you're poor, I don't think you're going to be contented when you're poor. If someone is saying that they're content, they're poor, well, maybe because they're happy inside. But the thing is, I kind of like don't believe it in that way because it's almost like you already give up on your life being poor. Because in Tagalog, meron nga tayong kasabihan, di ba? It's not your fault if you're born poor. It's kind of like it's your fault if you die poor because you never tried. So that's the thing. So it's kind of like, at least with me, I don't, like, I don't believe that you have to be contented being poor, because you have to like explore. That's why getting better every day. I told you guys, we have to be better every day, not just, not just financially, but also like mentally, emotionally, physically, sexually, everything. That's what we're trying to do in this channel. So I don't know if you guys have the different kind of opinion, but magsasanga-sanga kasi yung sagot na yan. So, and ayan, okay, what else? Oh, I like this one. So thank you, 100% true for kind of like cutting out the questions because I don't want it to be like, like. So I like this kind of like, you kind of like not totally spell it. Do that 100% true. I like that. So the next question is it true that Japanese men are afraid of asking Japanese women out and they'd rather F dolls? There's a lot of those. It's not just Japanese though, it's not just Japanese, like it's just kind of like mainstream. We have a lot of those. But I think, like, and at the same time in Japan, like toys, like sex toys are not taboo. It's not like it's normal. It's kind of, you see it everywhere here. It's not like, in other places like Philippines or like a third world country. It's like it's not, you cannot touch these kinds of toys. But here it's normal. So the thing is, it's true that men are afraid of asking Japanese, but I just think, and this is what I'm actually wanting to talk to you about, guys, today. So I'm going there. I'm going there today. I don't know if you have ever heard the word incel. I've said it, guys. But the thing is, it's kind of come up for a bit. And the thing is like the word incel. Have you ever heard the word incel? So it's not just Japan. I think it's like all over the world. And I think it's because a lot of guys are not putting themselves out there because of the technology and because, like they're so scared of rejection. Like a lot of us, like just to be kind of like real, a lot of us is scared of rejection, but it's part of life. Deal with it. Even the most handsome and most pretty in the world can be rejected at some point of their life. So deal with it. But that's true. But it's not just Japanese. I believe there's a lot of them out there. If they would say, or if they will be honest to themselves, diba? And Marge Banaag, I do see you, Marge Banaag. Ayan, mwah, 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 mwah. Mega, 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 mega love shout out to you, Marge. Ayan. And mega love shout out to everyone. So I'm going back for a little bit. Oh God, I do muscle training 1 hour and 1 hour cardio. My diet is random, find it hard to stick to. See, this is what I'm saying. That's why I told you, Lee. I told you this many times. You're not coming here every Thursday. I've been talking about a lot of fitness. I've been talking about diet. I've been talking about carbohydrates, high fiber. You should probably replay those things. And I'm talking about diet. It's like 1 hour of muscle training. What the fuck you doing? It's too much. It's too much. It's like if you're doing is are you doing this like 2 hour in a row, or like you're trying to split them into two, like 1 hour? Like 1 hour of cardio actually is too much. Are you doing like, like marathon or something, or you're trying to like burn fat? It's like, what's your goal? And this is what I always tell you guys. Depending on your goal, like your real goal is, that's how your training is going to be, and that's why I'm here. You can always ask me every Thursday. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. Every Thursday I do live stream, not because, like just doing live stream because that's kind of what I want. I do Thursday, specifically Thursday live stream, because I want you to ask this type of questions. I want to guide you in your fitness journey. And the only thing you do, you don't have to pay me, but like I do accept donations if you want. There's super chats in there. But at the same time, you can just come here and ask me questions about your fitness journey that you think you might be doing wrong. Like last Thursday, I actually had assessment with Jensky. Like she sent me her workout that she's doing my workout lesson. And then I actually assessed her here. Like I told her what she needs to do when it comes to her fitness workout. Okay, you are right. One thing at a time. Yeah, especially if you're trying, like, if you're like elite, like you already know exactly how your body works, which is, like, no offense meant to a lot of people that would probably say, like, well, I've been working out before. But the thing is, do you really? You're talking to a good personal trainer here, Audrey. I said it, guys. Anyways, so the thing is like it's so hard. It's so hard to know your body again, especially if you're not this is not your lifestyle. So you have to kind of like simplify it, and don't be kind of like, don't take me like wrong when I say this out loud, or like when I say it upfront. I'm just trying to be honest as much as I can, because being into fitness, you have to know the real deal. You have to know the right and correct way, and it might not be according to what you want or what you see or what other influencers out there are doing, but I'm trying to tell you the correct way. Ayun. 'Di ba? Natawa ako. Hindi ako makatawa, Jensky. Hindi pa maayos yung aking teeth. Ayan. Yes, CC. Ayan. Not everyone can be rich or a winner, etc. So this is the answer for you, Jensky, from Lee. Ayan. So the best you can, do the best you can, but accept your present moment. Yes. Missionary. Ayan. So 100% true for Lee, it's missionary position. Face to face, no. Is that for real, Lee? That for real? And thank you, Marge. I love it. We are taught happiness is money and wealth. Happiness is family, contentment with yourself, your values, and life. Exactly. Ano ba yan? Ang gulo-gulo ng hair ko, guys. Ayan. I'm sorry, guys, if my hair is not like super awesome today. Ayan. 100% true. Likes dolls. Okay, so this is another one. Incel is rising because women. Oh, I love this. I love this, Lee. You should probably come up today. Let me know if you want to come up right now and talk with me on screen, but you have to put your cam on. I'll put the hagdanan or the stairs in the chat if you want. So if you want to talk here, guys, if you want to talk with me today, this is open mic. You can come up here or you can come on the screen. Be decent though. Be decent, because I'm gonna palo your puwet if you're not. So, ayan. Me Too movement and the rise of social media and dating apps. A recent stat came out. 90% of women have sex with 20%. What? Hold on. A recent stat came out. 90% of women have sex with 20%. of the top men. Oh, okay. 2% of men are sexless now. So that's the thing. This is kind of like why I'm talking about this right now. And this is kind of like it's not just, like I think it goes both ways. Not just for men, but also for women. And I think it's just kind of like I'm trying to figure this out because I'm actually have a kind of like a debate about this incel thing because incel is basically involuntary celibacy. Am I pronouncing that correctly? I'm really really like I'm having hard time pronouncing words today. And of course to bored Yahoo board vlogger, mega mega love shout out to everyone at Magandang Buhay. Ayan. If I do miss your chats, guys, please do chat one more again because I don't want to miss you guys. I want to read every one of you. Ayan. One good point, my cardio has improved a lot, and that's good. That's good. Well, because you're doing 1 hour cardio. If that didn't improve, I don't know what's going on. My heart rate is 45 rusting. Ayan. Nasa CR pa ako. Oh my God, board vlogger is in the toilet, you guys. So 80% of women have sex with the 20% of men? Oh my God, yes, these days. Oh, diba? And ayan, sorry boss, still here on my sideline. Okay lang yan, admin. Ayan, just be careful out there, admin. And pagkatapos ng trabaho mo dyan, bumunta ka dito. Ayan, it's okay, it's okay. Let me join. Okay, hold on, Lee. You decent? Put your shirt on, Lee. Because I'm gonna check you out. Ayan. Comes on, I'll also come on. Okay, okay. I'll put it up. I'll put it there. Hold on, you guys. Be decent, guys, okay? I'm not gonna talk to you anymore if you're not decent. There you go, guys. You can come up. Ayan. So, guys, while we're waiting for them, hi, I see. If Lee comes on, I'll also come on. Okay, okay, 100% true. And guys, if you're also like Jensky, I know you're also my guest co-host all the time. Bored and people in this live stream, and especially if you're a regular that I already know of, you can also come up if you want, guys. This is an open mic today. We can talk. That's why I'm on StreamYard, you guys. And we'll talk about it today here in this live stream. But before that, and before while we're waiting, guys, please do watch this. We're gonna take a quick commercial break. Please watch this. Love them, support them. Ayan. So watch this, you guys. we're back. Ayan, guys. We're definitely back. Can you hear me, guys? Loud and clear. So, now that he's ready, Ayan, for the second time, Ayan, for the second time. And don't do that on screen, just to warn you. Yes, yes. Don't do that on screen. It's not allowed. Ayan. So, please welcome, Ayan, please welcome my first guest, Ayan. He's second time in this IC Fit live stream. Please welcome the one and only, Ayan, Lee Romaine, Black Gamer Romainer. O, diba?
What's up? Hello, guys.
Hello, guys. O, diba? But before you do that, Ayan, I'm gonna make you do this.
Do what?
You can't hear that.
I can't hear it.
You can't hear me.
No, I can't. I can't hear it. I can hear
You
you.
can't hear me.
I can hear you.
Oh, you
Yeah.
can't hear that.
Yeah. Definitely. I can't hear
How
what's
about
going.
you guys? How about you guys? Did you hear that kind of song? I don't know. Let me know if you can hear the songs that are coming out. How about this one?
I can see sparkles and stuff. It's weird.
Oh.
It's because I'm not on YouTube. I'm on the StreamYard. That's probably why I can't hear it because it's on YouTube.
No, the thing is, I think, no homo. I like this dude. Oh, I am. Bawi ako, boss, next live. And for the second time, so unprofessional. 100% true is trolling you, Lee. He's
What?
just like that. He's just like that, but he's good. He's good. He's fine. Ayan. So, anyways, we're talking about the incel, okay? And I think this is one of the things that I actually kind of like. Can you do your camera like, like, or I can do this, or we should do it like this, maybe like this.
I'm trying to. I feel like I'm always like leading, but
No,
yeah,
but
yeah.
the thing is, like put your phone like on a portrait.
A portrait. Oh, like this.
Yeah, yeah, yes. And then put it on auto rotate, like
Uh,
auto rotate. Yeah, there you go. See, I just kind of like teach you how to do live stream.
ooh, I'm live. Hey guys.
Oh, there you go. I am. He's live. So one of no the thing is I actually wanted to like talk about this incel thing because this actually kind of like come up for,
Mm,
I don't know, like there's like a couple of YouTubers that are actually did do something about this. And it's
mm,
like, like one of the things that I kind of like trying to figure out, because I had this conversation before about incels, right? So the
okay.
thing is, as much as, the information that I kind of like gathered about this is like they're involuntary. So it's like, if I'm gonna be harsh, it's gonna be like the unlikables, the unfuckables, kind of like that, right? So my thing is like I kind of like get it. Where is it coming from? But at the same time, like, like it's not their fault that they're becoming like that. But at the same time, this is what I'm trying to say. Like everything in life, like you're not gonna have everything. Like some people can have it, like they'll be lucky enough to be full of girls that are kind of lining up, or like with women at the same time,
Mm.
like hot women. So they're gonna have like options to pick who they want to be with.
But
But
oh, sorry.
go
Continue.
ahead.
Sorry.
Go ahead, continue. Your turn. What?
I was just gonna say it's bad for women too. This is not a good situation because the men that the women go for, these high level men, um, they're not gonna marry them. They're not gonna look after them. They're not going to, you know, um, cater to them as they see. They're just going to use them for sex. And the problem that arises is that women think, or those women who sleep with them think, oh well, that's the level I should always go for. When really, the level they should go for is the men that are incels, if you want to say that. So I think it messes up women's expectations. They think, oh well, if these high level men are sleeping with me, then that's my level. When really it's not. It's just that the high level men, the men have said, oh, you know what, I want sex. I'll have sex with this lady, and then now forever she thinks I can sleep with this 10, but then really she's a 5. And then there's a 5 guy, a level 5 guy who's like, hey, look, I'll marry you, I'll look after you. She's like, no, no, you're not my level. So I think it's very damaging to relationships in general. And I think that's why I don't like social media, especially dating apps, because it's just turned people into pictures. It's just turned people
Okay,
into
so before I answer and before I get into that conversation, ayan. So 100% true is asking where he from. He sounds British.
Yes, I am British. My queen has passed away. Respect, please. King Charles, God save the king now. Okay, you're gonna change the song and the money and everything.
Okay. So of course 100% true. As long as you're decent, you can come in, of course. You've been up here already 100% true. So of course. And kay RS Where Did TV. Mega 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 mwah, 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 mwah. Love shout out to you RS. And board vlogger, makinig lang ako dito, baka may matatanong akong bagong salita sa co-host mo. Expansion ng English powers. Yes, and that's why I'm always trying to tell people here, like, like you're a YouTuber, and a lot of, like people that I kind of like interact in this live stream are also fellow YouTubers. And I was always telling them, like, practice your English in icy fit. Like there's no judgment here because in the Philippines we have too much judgment when you speak English. There's no judgment. Like practice your English.
Yeah,
This is the time to practice your English.
I'm
Especially
a
now. Oh, this one, this guy is an English teacher. So wow, ang
yeah.
galing mag-English ni Ma'am Icy. Yes, RS Swear to TV. Because, like I practice a lot. So that's one of the things that you can actually do. So going back to your answer. So that's the thing. That's what I'm trying to kind of like, like explore the thought. Because the thing is like, like a lot of people would only kind of like give their opinion of what their experiences are. So
Mm,
they a lot of people doesn't have self-awareness, or they don't really have the grasp of how people or like the incels are feeling. So I
yeah.
have this kind of like YouTubers, and shout out to Abba and Britch. I like them.
Oh, I love them too. Yeah, that's my favorite.
Yes, yes, yes,
One of
yes.
my favorites. One of my favorites. Yeah.
Yes, yes, they actually did this. So with Abba and Preach, they were talking about, and they kind of like, I kind of like have a different opinion because they were talking about. They didn't actually bashed it, but they're kind of like, like it really feels sad, because it's like when guys do not cry or do not show emotions, somewhere in that kind of line a lot of people are like, why you guys are not emotional or something like that, like
Mm.
express yourselves and something, right? And then when guys started to like express their emotions, and then it's kind of like, oh, grow up or something. And then at the same time it's like these incels are involuntary, meaning it's not really at least their fault kind of thing. But
Yeah.
I also have kind of like, like I also talk to people that, like they also have a different point, which I kind of like understand as well. And this is the thing with incels, and this goes both ways. It's not just men, but it also for women. I feel like now in this generation, the word worth it, you have to look for what you worth. I think it's so overused. You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean? What do you mean? Do you mean worth it as in your looks?
It's like
Is that what
all
you mean?
over. Like
Okay.
all over. Like the thing is like for example, like there's a mirror, right? I don't know if it's because you're in denial of who you are, or you're just a narcissistic person that you really think that you were worth of, like we have rankings, which is kind of sad, but it does really happen, right? We have
Okay.
ranking, right? So
Mm-hmm.
if you're 3,
Mm-hmm.
why are you going out for 8? I mean, it's fine and all. Like, do you, boo boo? Like, wow, that's the kind of like a dream. I mean, you can do it. But if you're a 3 and then your character, you don't build your character, you don't have a good character, or like at the same
Mm-hmm.
time, you're not trying to be a better person or pleasing person to a 8, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you getting angry if the 8 doesn't, like look at you or doesn't want to be with you? I mean, it does happen, but at the same time, like the reaction, I think it's the reaction of like the insults and, those people, even with when it comes to men and women. It's like the reaction.
Well, I mean, I think there are differences. I think with men, it's definitely harder. Women might not think this, but it's definitely it's difficult. It's more difficult. Sorry, I'm kind of simplifying my English. It's more
No, no,
difficult
no.
for men to attract women, and that's normal. That's natural. Men have to kind of build themselves up, look good, have a job, just be, be attractive. But for women, men, it's different. We will accept a woman who works in McDonald's. We will a homeless woman if she's pretty, if she looks good and she's healthy. We will go with her. We will say, okay, yeah, we like her. So there's different kind of standards, and for women, when there's a ranking, if there's like a woman who's a 3, for example, and she goes for an 8, the guy, if the guy, he'll, I got another thing with guys as well. Like, we just want to have sex as well. I'm just gonna be honest.
Yeah.
Guys just want to have
Well, but the
sex.
thing is,
So,
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
mm,
It could go both ways. Like,
mhm,
like when it comes to expectation, when it comes to standards, and when it comes to someone you want to fuck or you just want to have like, like it doesn't have to be all serious and stuff like that. But at the same
mhm,
time, it's like, how real are you? Like, how kind
yeah.
of like realistic are you in your level? And the thing is,
Mhm.
I notice this, and no offense meant if you're not like this, but I notice this a lot. There's a lot of 3 that wanted like 8 or 10. It's like, really? It's like, really? And then they'll complain, why can't I have like girls? Why can't I have girlfriend? Well, dude, woman. It's not just dude. It's also woman. It's like, well, because you're trying to get someone that's not your level. Try to lower it down. You'll
Well,
probably get a lot.
because I think that's a symptom of again social media, because it kind of, and the kind of society that we're in, we're kind of told that you need to accept everyone. We do live in a world with rankings. That's how it's been for millennia, for thousands
Exactly.
and
So
thousands
it's
of
like,
years.
well, it's like, it's that's what I'm saying. It's like it's
Mhm,
all rankings, and I get it. Maybe the
mhm,
newer generation don't understand that, right?
mhm.
But
Yeah,
at the same time, because the world is being, it's so soft now. Like
yeah,
everything is soft now, right?
yeah,
So you
yeah,
you kind of like say something like fat. It's like fat shaming. You'll be canceled, or
yeah,
something
yeah,
like you're ugly. Then what am I supposed to say? What kind of word am I supposed to say someone who's obese, or like, that's the word is fat? So I'm sorry, but is there on any other language that's like that's not like, oh, overweight or something? Is that more nicer?
mhm,
So the thing is,
mhm.
it's kind of like that, but at the same time, it's like I don't think, like this is just my opinion though, I'm not talking about other people. But before I continue, Ayan, Digital Fanboy and Mary Rose Hagos, I do see you guys. Mega mega love shout out to you guys. And Radi, how do you doing, Radi? I don't know if Radi is already doing, because I don't think the camera on my phone is messed up. Ooh, excuses. This is excuses, Radi. I see you. I do see you. And guys, Ayan, I know it's going to be blurry, but Ayan, we're gonna try to figure it out. But welcome again, another one that's been in here before. Please, guys, welcome. 100% true. Ayan, I do miss these guys so much. Ayan, welcome, Ready.
Hi
Hello.
everyone.
Do your portrait too.
Turn your
Oh,
camera on
portrait.
the side.
Yes, on the
Okay.
side.
Is it this one?
And auto
Uh,
rotate it.
Yeah.
yeah, Icy
I,
knows
I just,
the YouTube
Do you think
algorithm.
auto rotate, like auto rotate? You're probably not in auto rotate. Like
how do I get to?
the
Okay.
settings, you know the settings. It has like auto rotate, like portrait auto rotate. So do the auto rotate
Is
on
it the
your
settings on my Android phone or the settings
yes,
on?
like do this, do it like this. Like do you see this portrait? Like
Yeah.
portrait.
Yeah.
So like touch it to auto rotate. Do
Come
it
on,
auto.
Okay.
100. I thought you was with it. Come on, lad.
Do auto rotate so it's landscape. Because if it's not landscape, we're gonna go look like this. See, I have to like do this.
She doesn't want to share the screen with us. She wants the limelight. She wants all the screen. We're just side characters.
No, but the thing is, you'll probably be like it's too close up. So you probably guys, because a lot of my guests sometimes don't like too close up.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so I think it's the connection of Radi.
Ready? Turn your
Radi,
Yes.
auto rotate
don't
on.
leave us, Radi. No,
Yes.
I think
I'm
like
busy. I'm trying to locate it on my phone. Okay. So is it in settings?
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
settings and then auto rotate. Try maybe you can search it. Auto rotate.
Okay. Okay, guys, can I just go off the stream because I feel like it's hurting
Okay,
the quality of your show, and then I'll come back on when I have it fixed.
okay. We'll be waiting, ready.
Cool.
I so
So
Board was asking, wow, we have handsome guys in the house. Board vlogger says, ayan. O, di ba, Board? That's why you should come up here, Board. Diba? And hindi, so ano usapan, di ako nakasabay, di ako naumpisahan, and nosebleed me, nosebleed. While Marge, you're gonna practice English with us today.
that's how
So,
I feel when you're speaking Tagalog. I'm just like, what?
yes,
Hanggang, sinagang,
Hanggang,
wait
gang,
lang.
hanggang. Yes. So, but the thing is, the conversation right now is, like, I don't know, guys, in my Filipino community, have you ever heard the word incel? So, I'm just gonna speak a little bit of Tagalog. So, I'm gonna just translate this a little bit, Lee. So,
Can I smoke?
pag sinabing incel, guys, pag sinabing incel, ito yung mga tao na ito yung kinabibilangan ng mga tao na kumbaga hindi naman nila kasalanan na hindi sila okay. Do that. You can do it now. Oh, it's your
What?
break time.
Okay, I'm not gonna smoke. I'm not gonna smoke. I'm not gonna smoke.
Okay. So, like for example, ito yung mga tao kinabibilangan na kumbaga hindi sila masyadong nagugustuhan ng ibang babae o lalaki kaya nagiging kumbaga wala silang relasyon, hindi sila nagkakaroon ng relasyon. Tapos yung iba nagagalit kasi ganun nga walang pumapatol sa kanila. So yun yung mga kinabibilangan ng word na incel. So yun yung mga pinag-uusapan namin. I like the humor of this guy. So cool. O, diba? Nagtatago siya, guys.
Where's the admin? What's her name?
No, admin is actually like working right now. So like
This
she's
will be
still
the perfect time for me to propose to
exactly.
her.
But like no, the perfect time to propose to her is when she come to Japan. You
Oh
shouldn't
God.
let her go anymore. And then maybe you should marry her so she
Oh,
can
what?
stay in Japan as well.
So at the airport, there's hi and there's one knee, there's admin.
Yes, yes, yes. So she would be instant, Japanese, and we can be all family now, like real family.
Yo, it's a deal. It's a deal. I bet she's like, "What are you talking about me in the video?" Yeah, yeah, yeah. But you're gonna get
Well,
married.
if you're just like looking with, like, see, binibenta ko yung ano ko, pinsan ko, guys. Wag kayong I'm saying like I'm pimping my cousin. Hold on, you.
I'm sure.
But
I'm
the
sure she
thing
won't
is
mind.
like, yeah, but that's a joke, okay? Okay, YouTube. I'm not saying that like super super serious, okay? So no, like for example, like like if you're, but this is kind of real. Like if you're looking for like a woman, like if you're looking for a woman who actually can take care of you, like
Yeah, yeah.
companionship. Admin is gonna be I'm gonna say admin. Admin is here. Admin board. More.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Wait, I need to wait. I should put a shirt on or something. Hang on. Wait.
Okay, okay.
No, it's cool. It's cool. It's
No.
cool.
But the thing is like like admin is really a good cook. Like
Really?
she's really a good cook. Like she knows how to take care of a man.
This
It's
is
just
this is this is actually a good point. I think the incel phenomenon is definitely more in Western cultures, Western societies, very developed cultures, because the more you see it throughout history, the more kind of rich a culture becomes, the more um, liberal the women become because they get more choice. Like, I'm going to choose this man, this is what I want. The more the men get more kind of ignored, and I think that happens a lot. And a lot of men now actually are going to countries like Philippines, going to countries like Colombia, Africa, and stuff to find women like the admin who are more traditional. So it's happening all over the world. It's happening in America, in Britain. A lot of men are fed up and just like, you know what, I'm leaving, and I'm gonna find.
Oh, but the thing
Um,
is, you have a good point right there. Like, if I'm a man, I would definitely would want. But, ayan, Marge Banag, ayan, thank you, Nansky TV, mega, mega love shout out. And of course, to Nansky, I know you're still working, but napasilip lang, night duty. Mega, 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 more love shout out to you, Nansky. Thank you. And they're laughing about what we're talking about, you and admin, by the way, earlier. Like, just to kind of like catch you up with what's going on in the live chat. Come on, admin! Oh, diba? They're basically
admin,
trying to teach admin to you. But I'm
say
gonna
hello,
be
admin.
happy if you're gonna marry my admin because I'm looking forward to admin being here in Japan.
Well,
And
the
he
thing is,
would
oh,
treat
sorry,
you.
sorry.
But no, but the thing is, like, when you talk about Westerners having or wanting to have a traditional woman, right? So basically, I already told you guys I have kids, right? I have kids. So for me, if like one of my kids, like my kids are pretty kind of like grew up with a household that I kind of like made it a point. Like I've never cooked in my entire life when I was in the Philippines. Like we have maids, like I've never really
Yes,
had that kind of like, like I grew up kind of like well off kind of thing. Like I never really had,
I
like
see balling.
the I didn't really like I have the time to kind of like learn how to cook because as I've said, my cousins, admin is really good cook, so she cooks.
Really?
And my grandma cooks, like a lot of my family that are girls cook. I never really learned how to cook. But being a mother is like I have to. Like I don't want to feed
Mhm.
my kids with, like some bullshit, like some instant whatever. I want them to be healthy, right?
Yeah.
So for me, for a woman to just kind of like get my kid away from me or something like that, if you have kids and they don't know how to cook and they kind of like want a lot from you and they're not let's say traditional is like trying to like, take care of your man, but it's
Mm.
not being traditional. It's just a part of being a wife.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And I think that's what's part of the problem. It's been demonized. It's been demonized. Just a normal aspect of relationships. Like that, the most successful relationships are having a role. Like the man, the basic roles is the man provides. He brings the resources, and the woman looks after the resources. So the man brings
Well, that's
the
the
raw
old
stuff.
school. Yeah.
Yeah, that's very old school, but it's worked for so long. It's worked for thousands of years. It's only in this recent times that we've kind of said, you know what, I want to try something different. Men are women now, and women are men, and we've kind of mixed the roles a little bit. And I think that's in Western cultures. I mean, in Western cultures
Yeah.
especially, and I think that's kind of confused a lot of stuff.
Well, I
So,
don't I wouldn't say confused, but before you continue with that, let me
mm,
introduce again one more time. Please, guys, give a round of applause. Finally, I would assume it's rotated. Please welcome 100%. Fred D is in the house. Yay!
yay!
So you're muted. Ready, now you can talk. And how you doing, Ready? She is actually in South Korea right now.
Oh gosh, how's it there?
I love it.
Yes,
I
he's
love the
finally
food.
there.
I love it. I love the food. I love the people. I love everything about this country. I'm
Nice.
very impressed with how well maintained the infrastructure is, and I'm just in love with everything.
I mean, I heard there's it's a similar problem. I know yeah, I've just totally changed the topic about you
No, it's
talking about.
okay. It's fine. It's fine. We're gonna go back when we can come back. But like I'm also like kind of like interested because I've never
Mm,
seen Reddy quite a long time, and I think it's because he's processing the South Korea, and then he came back, and I was like, he's in South Korea, and I was like, wow, that's so cool. It's actually kind of near, and now that
mm.
like Japan is open, I think he's probably gonna come to Japan as well with one of these days. So Lee, meet Radhi. Radhi, meet Lee. Oh, diba? This
Hello.
is fit community. Oh,
I
diba?
gotta I
But we're
gotta admit,
talking about, go
Ready?
on.
I'm sorry, interrupting. I see. Sorry. Your accent sounds British.
Yes, I am from South Africa. A lot of us have a British accent. That's what
Uh,
that's what
I,
that's what a
I
lot of
don't
people say.
know. I understand now. Okay, okay.
And where are
Do
you from? Are you
you
also
have like a
from the UK?
background? Do you have
Yeah,
like a TV background or something? Because there's something like in the background, it feels like.
yeah. Do you have
No,
something on YouTube? Do you have something extra on YouTube?
no, I don't. I don't have anything extra. What are you seeing or what are you hearing? But I see. I did tell you that my there's a problem with my phone, my cameras, my phone's camera.
No,
So
Okay.
it's
So
that's
I
the
think
issue.
sometimes you have to actually like on the settings of StreamYard, like if you're on a StreamYard like window, there's a setting right there, like on the bottom, like on the
Yes.
StreamYard window, the settings, and then there's audio. Like if you touch audio, there's like echo cancellation. You have to check that one.
Oh, oh, okay. No, sorry. I think it's my earphones. Let me switch.
Oh, it's actually
Right, does
gone.
that
So
sound better?
if you have, yes. So if there's echo cancellation,
I'm
this phone is broken.
alive. I'm
Sorry about
alive.
that. That was
Okay.
that was that was my earphones. That's what they usually do.
Okay. And then also like the audio, like always checked if the echo cancellation there, the box is checked. So everything is kind of like clear. I
Okay.
am. So Jensky's laughing to all of us. Live stream 101 guys. So watch out for these two boys here. They'll probably live streaming next time.
We didn't get an answer from the admin about my proposal.
I know. I'll ask her. We'll
I've
definitely
got a
gonna set you up too.
I've got a plastic engagement ring, so maybe admin.
No, but the thing is, okay, so we're gonna talk about like earlier, you were asking like Reddy earlier, but so we were talking about Reddy. I know you're very much like because Reddy also like he could come out like, like even with me at first, he can be like super aggressive with the question, like he's trolling. But the more you know him, it's like, oh, it's just his character. He's not really saying something like bad about it. But I think it's more of course, like it's more of like the culture, I guess the culture gap or something. It's like, like I think it's one of the things. Like I've never really met like a South African person yet,
Mhm.
like personally. So I don't know how the culture evolves there. But I think with Westerners, I kind of like pick up the sarcasm and stuff like that. Because in Japan, we don't have sarcasm, but I kind of like understand it now. So, guys, if you're kind of like irritated sometimes from time to time to Reddy, don't be. He's just like that. He's a good guy. He's just like that sometimes.
Well, I see that's very true because something I noticed about Asians ever since coming to Korea is that Asians generally are very what's the word, kind. Asians are very kind, and they aren't very direct people, and they
Yeah.
would say things in a certain way without actually shooting the gun, without saying things directly. Whereas for me, where I come from, people say things directly, people are very confrontational, and that's just how it is.
It's
And
the
for
Western
anyone
style.
who, yeah, and really for anyone who tries to put things in a more diplomatic fashion, and tries to be soft about things, it's really frowned upon in my culture. But I'm slowly beginning to adjust to how people from different backgrounds, people from different countries really interact with each other. And if I ever offended you, during the process, I'm really sorry. But that's just how,
Like,
you know.
no, but the thing is, like, I think, like, well, the thing is, I think I would be the one that should say more sorry because sometimes I would judge a person. Like, sometimes I would say something like, hold on, like, that's kind of like too much because I do have boundaries when it comes to like
Yes.
talking to people. But at the same time, because I've known you like super nice, like, you remember the first
Yes.
time we talked? Like you were
Yeah.
nice and so formal and so like super
Yeah.
informative, and it's like that's how I kind of like knew you. And then you kind of like get along, like, like after a while you became a troll. So I was like, hold on, it's like it's a total different person. Like when I'm talking in screen like this,
Yeah.
it's so formal, and then when I see it on the live chat, it's different. It's like, what is it? So I kind of like, before I was kind of like so weirded out, like I kind of like got confused for a bit. It's like, is this the same person or somebody's trying to be 100% true? Like, like trying to mimic 100% true or something like that. But yeah,
Yeah.
like, so that's the thing. Like sometimes, like the same thing as judgment, right? When it comes to like what we're talking about, insults, and not just insults, just people in general. Sometimes we do have judgment already. Like we judge people. It's just normal to judge people. Who's that, CC? Jensky? Jensky is asking, who are you guys? So, for people that are new to this channel, I'm sorry, guys, but I'm gonna let them Jiko Shokai onegai shimasu, which means introduce yourself once more again, if you like. Yeah, and so we're gonna start with Lee.
Right. So, hi. I'm Lee. I'm British. I live in Japan. My Japanese is rubbish, but yeah, nice to meet you all. I love this stream. I love Icy's tips on fitness and stuff, and I'm glad to meet you all. And my Tagalog is very bad as well, so sorry.
Oh, and then next one is
Hi, my name is Radi. I'm from South Africa. I'm currently in South Korea. I'm an English teacher this side. I love the country, love the food, love everything about this country, and I'm very honored to be on IC's channel. Thank you.
He's so
Ah.
polite. He was so. It made me look bad. Right? You made me look so bad, man.
See, that's the thing, guys. That's why I'm telling you guys. This icy fit, I am trying to able you, like, try to practice your English because we're so lucky today. We have actually two English teachers in the house, so it's really, really nice. But so,
Mhm.
Jens is laughing. So,
Grammar
are there
time,
any
guys.
questions? Or so, are there any questions like, like not for me, okay? Not for me. Because earlier we had the confusion of like questions that are that you're afraid to ask for me. Not with me. I didn't change, guys. I still protect my privacy, okay? It's still in the table. Privacy, that's the line. But the thing is like is there any questions in your life, like everyday life that it's so hard, especially now, Ready, like you've been into like you're kind of like open-minded now because you're in a different culture, like it's probably shocking, right? But there are questions that kind of like as like you to leave because you're in a different kind of like surroundings. Is there any questions? And also with you viewers, ayan, your viewers kasali kayo. Is there any questions that you're kind of like afraid to ask or talked about because the situations you are currently in? Now is the time to ask because this is what I always wanted to be what IC Fit live stream would be every Saturday. Like, like I want conversation because I think, especially now, the generations right now, people usually don't have conversations anymore. It's like, if I disagree with you, we're gonna fight. It's like, no, it's a conversation. Like, how are we going to learn our differences if we don't have conversation? It's like, I can disagree with you. You can disagree with me. It should be like that, just conversation. So, is there any questions that you kind of particularly kind of like wanted to ask, but kind of like, I don't know yet?
Do you want to go first, or should I shoot? Or should I go?
Um.
I
Okay, I'll
really
go.
like your accent, guys.
Okay.
Uh, um. I want to ask the ladies in the chat.
Ooh.
Um. What is the ideal man for women these days? What do you want a man's job to be? How much should he earn? How should he look? And what's the ideal man to marry? Please write in the chat
So
or tell us what is the ideal man for you? How much should they
So
earn?
in Tagalog, guys, in Tagalog, also I'm gonna speak in Tagalog as well. Sa mga Tagalog, ayan. Sa mga kababaihan na nandito and sa mga manonood nito, like comment down below if you're watching this on replay as well. Ano yung mga hinahanap na katangian? Ano yung mga hinahanap ninyong katangian sa mga kalalakihan sa panahon ngayon na gusto nyong pakasalan? To marry, right? To marry. Someone to marry. Na katangian na hinahanap ninyo sa mga kalalakihan.
Can
Ayan.
I ask
Jens,
another question?
sasagutin mo yan. And Neil's Arsenal Vlog TV. Thank you, thank you. So, well, I'm not looking, but this is like at least for me and for all the women out there. I am for all the women out there. If you want a happy life,
Oh, the single ladies. Oh, the single ladies. Okay.
all the things. But listen to me. Like I think like well, I'm not saying like my life is perfect or anything like that, but I think I find a perfect good man. So I'm just trying to kind of like give something that I think the one thing that they should look for a man, especially nowadays. So the thing is we're gonna kind of like exactly Dransky says responsible. Definitely. And the thing is, One of the things that I feel like in this generation, I know there's a lot of guys out there as well, is trying to find someone traditional. Like woman in the house, man brings home the bacon. But I think for me, I think if you're a woman, you shouldn't really look into financial only. I know it has to be practical, but you also have two hands, you also have two legs, you can work. Both of you can work, like don't kind of like just don't put it onto the man only. Because this is the thing that I kind of notice with a lot of couples, right? Once you get to pressure your man to earn a lot of money, which is kind of like nowadays, a lot of women are actually like, I want mid 20s guys who earn like 6-digit salary in a year. It's like, where can you find 20s, mid 20s guys who are like having a salary of 6-digit? Where? So kind of like that. So I think, like you have to pull your weight in. So, find a man who's responsible enough, you know. And another thing is accountability. Like, those things. And someone that would actually choose you, like don't control you. Don't pick a man who's controlling, because that's kind of like a sad life. Oh, diba? So, I don't know about you guys, but that's my answer. Yeah.
All right, but I see my take on it is if if a woman wants a guy who works and who provides all the income and who basically puts a roof over the entire family's head, then she should also prepare to also play her role. You know,
Exactly.
she should cook, she should clean. When the guy says that he doesn't want her showing off her skin or her body on social media, she shouldn't do it. You know,
Yeah, and that's the thing.
and
That's why I was like telling people, like, you have to actually, like, for you to have a good quality couple life, you have to look for someone that actually have the same values, have the same belief. So you don't feel like, because it could be either or. Like, men can be controlling when it comes to, like trust and stuff like that. But also, women can be controlling where I don't want seeing you talking to a girl. I don't care if it's like a friend or a coworker. They can be controlling crazy bitches as well. But that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of people have this kind of image in their head that this is what they want for a partner, right? Like for example, just I'm gonna give you example, ready. For example, you like me. This is who I am. Now you're gonna be with me, we're gonna be together, but this is who I am. This is how you see me. And then you tell me I have to change. It's like, excuse me. It's like, what did you just said? So those are the things. Like, like you have, I think for a nice, like at first, maybe, like there'll be a time like, it's kind of like a choice you have to make for yourself. Like if you're really, in love with a person, but you don't share the same belief, there will definitely come a time that it's gonna be a trouble. It'll be a trouble. That's why sometimes I also tell Lee sometimes, like if you want something traditional, then don't go for a dating app. Because for one, a traditional woman wouldn't be in a dating app. That's just it. And then you're gonna complain that a lot of women are like this. Well,
Oh, my
for what
last
they're
date.
on a
I didn't
dating
tell you.
app.
I didn't tell you about my last Tinder day. Oh my god, it was. I mean, she was really nice at the beginning, like really nice. Like, pretty girl as well. And then anyway, I got home because I got home, and then she texts me like, "Oh, why did you leave? Blah blah blah." And then she said, "Look, I'm looking for a side guy," and I was like, "Really?" She was looking for another guy, for
Side
another
chick.
person to keep
Basically,
her.
for a woman side chick. You're
Yeah,
a kind of like
basically.
lover.
I was just like, what? It was the first time I've been on Tinder for a long time. I think 2 years or something, and I just deleted it straight away after that. But it just
So guys, let me know. Press one. Raise your hand, everybody, if you have Tinder, and press one if you guys have Tinder. I want to know who has Tinder in this house, in this live stream.
if you
And of
got
course,
Tinder,
Survivor, mega, 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 mwah, 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 love shout out to you, Servo. And say hi, guys, to Servo as well. He's a
hi
new guy
Shivu,
in this
what's
live
up?
stream. And Board Vlogger was saying, yes, don't look for someone that is successful already. Instead, become successful together for better or for worse.
Yeah,
And
that's great.
also,
That's a good point.
yes, you're right. And also, Board Vlogger says, yes, yes, don't force someone to fit in your standards. If you love that person, you will love everything about her or him. And the last one for Jensky, is it true, Sisi, na yung lalaking ganyan ang nationality, nakakatakot maging asawa? Oh, I like this question!
Whoa,
Okay,
what's
so
this?
because our topic is like questions you're afraid to ask. And I think this one is kind of like blunt, especially for a Filipino woman who's going to ask a question. So the question is, she's asking, is it true, like marrying the type of nationality? Like, well, I don't know, because they both have not in the same, they're not in the same nationality, Jensky. One is from Britain and one is from South Africa. So, but she's asking, like, like this, you guys, is it true that, like in your race, is kind of like it's scary to marry someone like you guys? Is it scary? What are your opinions?
Do you want to go for it, man? You go for it, man. I'll go after
Okay.
you.
Um, Honestly, it's entirely up to you, and it's not really scary unless you involve other people that whose value whose opinions that you value. Um, I'd say back at home, people of my race, of my community, would obviously have a culture shock if I brought in someone who wasn't of the same race as I am. But also, it also goes back to the question of, why am I marrying this person? Does this person make me happy? Do I see this person as, uh, as a compatible partner? And am I marrying this person to, impress or fit the image of, the kind of person that I should be with? Who exactly am I doing this for? you know. But for me personally, it really doesn't matter, especially having traveled abroad. I see a lot of possibilities for me myself to be with anyone who I desire to be. And I cannot expect someone who's back at home in South Africa, who's never even, been in Cape Town, a popular tourist city, who's never even been 200 miles outside of their town to accept me and my foreign partner. Like it's not possible. So for me personally, I would expect the people who are closest to me, which is my family and my sister, to understand, which they will, and then the rest will just have to deal with it. But also, I wouldn't be holding my partner around those kinds of people. I would, you know, I would be with my partner around people who are, who are open-minded and who accept my partner and her nationality. I think that's my answer.
So you
Yeah.
think like it's not really scary to marry you?
Wait, oh, to marry me, me.
Yes. Yeah. To
Oh,
kind of
me
like an
personally,
honest,
me.
yeah, personally.
Um, right now at this stage, I would, to be honest, I wouldn't advise anyone to marry me because, um, I first have to work on building my financial. I first have to work my financial
I'd
goals.
marry you, no homo.
How? How?
I said I'd marry you, no homo.
Cool. um, as I was saying, my financial situation right now isn't where I wanted to be, and I'd also like to get healthy and fitter and get bigger. And um, the image of myself at this current moment isn't something that I'm proud of. So I'd say right now I wouldn't advise anyone to date me, but definitely 5 years from now, when my money has improved, I look better aesthetically,
Well, the thing is,
and
don't be fixed with like there are guys out there as well. Like they're so fixed with marrying. Like this is what I'm trying to tell you guys, especially you single guys out there. Enjoy being single. Like with you guys, you need a lot of practice. You need a lot of experience. So get out there. Don't be an insult. If you're an insult, don't be. Try to get out there. Get that courage. Just try. Get the one, get the two, get the three, get the four, get the five. All levels doesn't matter. It's all about experience. That is what I'm trying to tell you guys. And that's what I'm going to tell everyone. Have experience because you'll definitely going to need it once you get married and once you settle down. Oh,
but I
di
see, like, I don't want to be a hoe in Korea, you know. Like, I want to be, you know what I mean? I want to be reserved and respectful, because a lot of
yes,
people from where I'm from haven't seen a black person before. The only black people that they've seen
yes.
is black people on TV. So I don't want to come with the wrong intentions. You know what I mean? I want to set
Well,
the
the thing
I want to set
is
the
like
standard.
yes, but at the same time, but before we continue, because there's a lot of people, Ayan. So, Service Survivor, and of course, the viewers in the house, if you want to pitch in with what we're talking up here, you can always come up here. Just let me know so I could give you the link. But Quiz Joe, mega, 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 love shout out to Quiz Joe. And Servo is laughing to all of us, I guess. And yes, have experience from board vlogger Ayan.
Can
And you
I add to
know
that?
what?
Oh,
Yes,
sorry.
hold on, Lee. Hold on. You know what? I wonder where is that idea come from. I think any nationality can be scary and not scary. Yes. So it's kind of like mainstream. So how about you, Lee? Now the floor is yours.
I okay. Like going back to that date I had and the Tinder date, and she said to me that she really likes black men, and I
Oh,
thought, okay, that's that's cool. Obviously I'm black, so I was like, oh, that's really cool. So I asked her. I said, what do you know about black culture? What do you know about the black experience? She didn't know anything. All she knew was the stereotypes, what
yeah.
what the world knows about us. Oh, like we're hypersexual, we're hyper masculine, and
You're
I
big.
felt it was kind of off-putting to me. I really didn't like her after that. I thought, you know what, that's not really something I
So,
want to look
so
for in a woman.
basically, she's one of those people that are guides and hunters. We call
Yeah,
them hunters. Yeah.
yeah, and I felt really disappointed in that, and I think that's for me the scary part of being a black person, is that do they really like you for you, or are they just with you because you represent a caricature, a stereotype of that group? And I've met a lot of women in Japan who, not just Japan, the world, that have dated me just because, I wanted to date a black guy because I wanted to tick a
No,
box. You know what I mean?
I know what you're saying,
Mm,
Soli.
mm,
So this is just kind of like a thought
mm.
because this is not going to be icy fit live stream if I'm not gonna play devil's advocate because I like doing that, right?
No, no, do
It's
it,
a
do it, do it.
conversation. So the thing is, this is my thing. So we know there's a lot of people who have preferences, right? And
Yeah.
sometimes like a lot of preferences and like it's interesting because we're all in the mainstream, we all know different races and nationality on what we see, right? The stereotype. But the thing is, for me, rather than complain about it,
Mm.
why kind of like think of it as a positive thing where like at least someone is looking at me? I could get an experience in this one. Like, I could get something from her, or, like rather than kind of like, because the thing is like, this is what I'm talking about, like how you kind of like mental mindset, mindset
Mm.
on life,
Your
like,
perspective.
yes, like for example, if you're, like for a black person, I know what you're saying, like about the sexuality and stuff, and you're being kind of objectified in another thing, right? But at the
Exactly.
same time, do you think it's kind of cool that you're being
Well,
objectified?
to a certain extent, but I'm more than a walking penis. I'm a whole human being. Sorry, YouTube. I'm a whole you. Sorry, I see. I'm a whole
I know,
human
but
being.
at the same time, I know that. I know that. And I think
Mm.
it comes from because you want to settle. You just don't want to
But
find
I see.
someone
Can
who's
I
like,
wait? Can I
yes.
interject?
Mm.
If
Yeah.
we were to go further with this, right? You are probably objectified as a black person because you are from, from Western culture. You from England, right? And those are the same experiences that guys from America and Canada have, where they are basically being objectified. Well, what do you have to say about me, someone, and I would say that that whole characterization, that whole putting you in a certain box, it's actually more favorable than in my case. You know how irked out people react when I say that I'm from Africa. We aren't objectified like yourselves. I'd even go as far as saying that some people are a little bit disgusted by Africans. You know what I mean? Because we don't have a good image abroad like you do. You guys are actually the pioneers of black culture. When anyone speaks about black people come from Africa, but the black um, the black the black mainstream culture was derived from North American countries and English countries. So you're the ones who are seen as the cooler black people, whereas we are seen as, basically at the bottom of the barrel. So
You tell him.
I,
You tell him, Radhi.
yeah.
You tell him. You
So
should
I think
appreciate that. Like mindset. Change your mindset, Lee. Like take it as a
so. I
positive
think
thing.
I think you should. I think you should be, somehow grateful that you are being viewed sexually. Whereas for us, it's like, oh, he's from Africa. He probably has AIDS or something.
Well,
Something
I
like,
mean, sorry. Yeah, I totally get what you mean, and I apologize. I apologize for that. I apologize for that image. Um, but at the same time, it's still objectified. We're still objectified, and I
mm,
think even for African natives, I think it's the same thing. I still think yes, you may be from Africa and they might view different from me as a British person, but it's still the same. They'll still think, oh well, you're a black person. You're from Africa too. Oh well, yeah, I want to experience that. I want to experience being with a black person. Oh, I've done it now. You know what I mean? And I know it sounds negative, icy. I know it sounds quite
No, the
kind
thing
of
is, like as I've said before, this is why I like having a live stream like this.
okay.
Because, like for me, I know I have to learn a lot. Like, I
Mm.
don't like people who are know-it-all people. Like, oh, this is this and this is that. I don't like that. That's kind of like one of my kind of pet peeves. Because
Okay.
it's like, no, you don't. Like we all have the same situation. We can be like for example, Quiz Joe is saying something in the chat. He was saying like, why do we have to address if black or white? If we can just say it, we like the person, you know? But at the
I
same
mean,
time,
sorry it does matter. I'm sorry, it does matter. I mean, I know Japanese people that have said to me, I prefer to date white men. I mean, that's their preference. I mean, I don't knock them for that, but it does matter. I mean, that comment, yes, it shouldn't matter, in an ideal world, but
Yeah,
No, and
in
it
also I
reality,
does.
it
think
does.
It does.
no, and also I think it's because, like just talking from a perspective of Asian, like we don't really know. There's a lot of Asian people that doesn't really know the culture, just like Servo was saying here. Modern American culture sucks, but old Americans culture kicks ass. 90s and 2000s stuff, but 2010s to 20s American sucks. Lol. So basically I'm just saying is like, for Asian, we only have the information of what we see in mainstream. We don't know anything about, like, for example, there's a lot of words that you probably cannot say if you're American, or if you're in America, in a Western country, you cannot say that
Yeah.
word. But if you go to Philippines, you'll probably see that word throwing out around because we don't know the culture. So for example, for I guess with quiz Joe understanding, why do you have to say it black or white? Why do you have to address it? It's because, like coming from Asian country, we don't have that kind of discrimination against black or white. Like there's no really good information when it comes to that. Which is kind of like why I like live stream like this, is because I think even though a lot of us has the same situation when it comes to life, we have different perspective of how we view certain things, and that's where conversation comes from. And like for example, right now, that's why I was so quiet when you're interacting with each other, and I know viewers, if you understand what they're talking about, this is one of the things that a lot of like first world country, which is yourself, Lee, I'm sorry to tell you.
No, I'm I'm
No,
kidding. I'm
but the
kidding.
thing is, like, no, no, like, chill, like, chill, Lee. We're not trolling you, Lee, but we're just trying to, like, this is one of the things, like, coming from both worlds, like, coming from a first world country and a third world country perspective. I think
Mm.
there's a lot of things that a lot of people that doesn't struggle kind of like disregard, like they don't see it like that. Everything is negative because you don't see the struggle of people that has less than you. But if you are going to be put into their shoe and kind of like get the grasp of how other people see life itself, you'll probably be happier with where you are right now. You know what I'm saying, Lee?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think that's one of the things I like about living in Asia is that they don't really have this hang up about race and racism and stuff like that. And it's just it's more ignorance really than
Yeah.
a prejudice. Like I lived in China. I can hear him like in Chinese. That's a black person. Oh my god! Did you see that? That's a black person walking. And it's not racism to me. It's more just they're curious. And
Entertaining.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, and
So
I'd also like to add on to that. Before I came to Korea, I obviously watched a lot of YouTube videos, and um, like a lot of black YouTubers love being victims. Have you realized that? They'd say they'd say that Asian people are racist and Asian people love touching their hair. Some of them even went as far as food, saying that Asian food is unedible and that Asian food is sweet, and the way that they season their meat is they season their meat with sugar, and I do agree it's sweet, but they try to portray it as unbearably sweet, whereas Asian food and I've had their food and it's sweet, but it's good. I love it, you know and for the few yeah, people kind of do have a culture. For instance, I live in a very small town, right? And every time I walk around, people do have a culture shock when they see me, because I'm probably the first black person that they've ever seen in their lives. But it's not as bad as they made it to seem on those YouTube videos. I feel like I was misled. You know, uh, I feel like people are incentivized to to be, to be, what's the word, to be alarmists, if I can put it that way. People are it's incentivized to be hysterical around nothing, around absolutely nothing.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
totally agree.
The thing is like like what you said, like one of the things that I actually, and it's not just black people. Like there's actually like I've noticed this with YouTube as well. Speaking of YouTube, is like for example, like because I'm from Philippines, right? Also, I'm half Filipina. And the thing is, Filipinos all over the world are becoming big because of the celebrities or like the noise that we make. So everything wants to
Exactly.
be
Yeah.
associated with Filipino, and like it's almost like there's no authenticity. And like with the victim, I've been talking, and I was actually like asking, like because like for example, like Westerners, I kind of like don't want to talk about politics and kind of like super scandalous, topics, because like we're in a platform that kind of like don't want that kind of conversation. But at the same time, those are the conversations that I kind of wanted to ask and like have like a deep thought or like thinking. And the thing is like with, and I know I will never ever ever understand you guys kind of like perspective, like being black. Like I sometimes always kind of like think before I talk about, like, okay, what are the correct term of how I'm gonna kind of like talk to them, like, because I'm kind of like the knowledge I have right now is not just being ignorant. I kind of like know the glimpse of what is the, like why is it kind of like why is this word bad, and the history of black culture. But at the same time, I sometimes feel like some black people on YouTube likes to complain and likes to kind of like victimize themselves because they're
Yes.
black. And the thing
Yes.
is, you're in Japan.
Mm,
For one thing, we don't think like Westerners,
mm,
you know? We don't have the discrimination against you how you are discriminated in
yes.
America. Usually it's come from ignorance, which is why I like the word that you use, Lee. Ignorance. It's more of ignorance. It's not come from the prejudice of being black. And at the same time, it's like they like playing victim, because I feel like if they take away that kind of like justification, it's not gonna be them as being black. It's like they're holding on to this just to say, well, this is happening. This is why my life is shit because I am black. It's like, no. It's like you can be black and you can do something about it. It just don't be like it's the same thing as not being black or white, Asian or not. It's almost like earlier Jensky was asking, do you believe that you have to be contented of being poor? Right? And for me, I see life as, if you try to limit yourself because you're so into your comfort zone that you don't like to challenge yourself, you don't like to like experience the world when you get the opportunity because you don't want to be out of your comfort zone, then you're limiting yourself, you know? You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like the same thing as how I view life in general. But as I'm saying, just disclaimed it, I will never ever understand how to be you. I could be a minority if I go to America just because I'm Asian, but I will never understand how to be, the experiences you guys have. But I'm just saying, like, in this time and generation, you can be who you are if you're just gonna try to do those steps towards whatever. Like, like you, Reddy, you're in South
Yes.
Korea, and you, Lee, you're in Japan. It's like, like, how cool is
And
that?
I mean,
it's funny because when I came this side, I had my guard up. I was anticipating just bad things to happen, and there really isn't anything like that. I would love to sit down with these YouTubers and just just smack them on the head, for feeding us lies. Um, wow.
Well, it's
But
YouTube, so it's
honestly,
like it's good for views and clouds and money. It's the
yes,
drama.
it seems like the general image of black people online is to be victims. It's to always find someone who's at fault for discriminating us. Whereas that's not the case. I haven't felt any of that ever since I came. I remember one prominent politician where I'm from made a comment saying that um, you know Asian people are very mean towards Africans abroad, and like I said when I came here, it simply wasn't the case. And sometimes I think to myself, what about the millions of people back at home who 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 are following this politician, who still believe in what this person say, you know? So yeah.
Uh, yeah, I mean, I do agree with the victim mentality. And it's good because it makes YouTube views. You know what I mean? I mean, I've seen a couple of videos on YouTube where they're complaining. Actually, there was one especially. I think he's called Nobita, and he was talking about how black people, the way Japanese people view um black people, and a lot of black people were complaining, and he was like, he actually said what you guys were saying. He said, "Stop being a victim. Stop trying to think that we're attacking you. We're not." And it was so funny. I actually agreed with the Nobita guy. He's a very famous
The
YouTuber. You
thing
should check him
is,
out.
well, I don't think it's good to say the comments. I'm gonna comment about that particular thing, but
Oh, you
like,
know that video? Oh,
mhm,
sorry.
yes, but the thing is, it's like like the thing is with YouTubers nowadays, which is kind of like sad. But before we continue, there's people in the live chat that I kind of wanted to like hear
Oh,
out.
sorry.
Oh, Servo says because Americans are woozies now and get their fees hurt over anything these days. Ayan.
That's
And
true.
as some of my friends also, I experienced such a how do you call it? So ganyan. That's why takot na ako or ilag. Sorry ulit. So don't be sorry, Jensky. As I've said, I've told you guys, don't be sorry as long as it's a question coming from, like wanting to learn. Kung gusto nyong matuto, wag kayong magiging sorry. Wag kayong masorry kung may mga tanong kayo because you wanted to learn. You just say sorry if your intention is, like you're asking questions to hurt someone, like for attacking. But if you're asking a question or you're saying something because that's what don't be sorry about it. And except me, I don't care. I love a good insult, especially if it's funny. From Servo Survivor, yes. And Amy, mega, 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 love shout out to you, Amy. I'll try and exaggerate one bad situation like it's etched in stone. Fact. They will, I meant. Welcome, Amy. And staying in comfort zone is equals to being weak. Ayan. Thank you, CC. Ayan. Thank you naman sa mga questions. But those are the things. Like, for example, in YouTube, this is kind of like what I'm sad right now. I know, like, and when it comes to YouTube, it's not just YouTube. I think, being 1 year, like it's been a year, me doing YouTube, editing, uploads, live stream, knowing people. I've seen a lot of dramas, toxicity. Even before coming to YouTube, I kind of like already understand how it works. But now that I'm in this world, I kind of notice like it's not really different how you deal with your everyday life. It's like in YouTube, it's almost like, there's views, there's clouds, like you're doing things the same as like I've always said this, like why am I not good with social media? You know, like why am I not doing social media too, like TikTok, Instagram, so I could kind of like, promote my live my channel is gonna be good. Because sometimes I feel like if I stay for 5 minutes in TikTok, my brain cells slowly dying. It's like that's just what I feel. Like every minute, every second I spend days on TikTok, my brain cells are dying. There's no informative stuff for me there. It's
Well,
like
I mean,
it's all abuse.
that's kind of another point, a separate point, but I feel like that's the kind of attention span is getting shorter and shorter and shorter now.
Yeah.
And Instagram is kind of the result of that. I mean, maybe because I'm old. Like I'm 40 years old, by the way, guys. Hey, but I feel like the older I get, I see like the culture's attention to something is almost a minute now, 1 minute. So it's very sad. Like people don't really want to spend time to absorb information. They just want quick bites, quick kind of memes. You know what I mean? Memes to get what they want, and I think it loses a lot of nuance, a lot of kind of subtlety to a lot of to a lot of things, to a lot of kind of cultural things that we need to learn about each other. So that's why I think we're very reactive now because we're all in our own heads instead of really kind of looking at each other and communicating. And it's kind of sad. I feel it's kind of sad. But sorry, that's my tangent, my rant.
But thank you to Amy Villarras for that. I am Madam Amy. Thank you for that. And because of that, Ayan, guys, close your eyes if you're conservative, because this is for Amy. See that? I told you guys to close your eyes. Did you know, guys? I'm gonna tell you guys. When that came out, and thank you, Madam Amy. And guys, if you're not connected with Amy Villaras, she's also a fellow YouTuber of ours. Nightbot drop her link. Please do check her out and please do support her as well. So their faces on behind the scene, they were like, ooh, ooh, they're like doing that. So anyway, so that's the thing, like for example, like that's what I'm saying, like when it comes to YouTube and like Instagram as well, it's like it's not just being a shorter span. It's like I think that's one of the reasons, and I don't think maybe it is like one factor of it is like age, like how kind of like old you are. But at the same time, I'm not that old. So the thing with me is like I think I'm just more level headed. I think like I don't
How
like
old are
drama.
you?
Well, that's the question that I will never ever going to answer. Mm.
Sorry. Okay, I'm just curious. I'm just curious.
Ayan. So reasons like this why I'm not a conservative. Oh, diba, servo? Exactly. So, hello, Survivor from Amy Villaras. Ayan. And hello, board vloggers. Good evening from Amy. So, that's the thing. So, like, for example, with you, Ready, do you ever think like, like the generation or like, the how technology is going right now? Do you think like is it a good thing or a bad thing?
Honestly, I think it's a good thing because number one, I'm able to connect with someone like you, someone who's not from where I'm from, and someone who doesn't have the same background and same experiences that I've had from my own country. You and I are completely different, but we can connect on on this platform, on this technology. I think it's great. And also, it was because of technology that I got to know about the opportunities in Korea. And so far, I've had a blast. I love the people that I work with. Once again, I love the food. I think technology is great, and yes, but yes, there are a few bad things. Somebody once said that there's so much information out there in the internet that it becomes too much. It becomes too much information that you end up not looking for, not it, there's so much information that you end up, it's so overwhelming that you end up not looking for information, right? And that's what makes people to be lazy, to be dumb, all of that. But in my personal opinion, I think that the negative, that I think that the positive of technology outweighs the negative. I think technology is great. I think yeah, I really have, I don't have that much negative to say about it. I think it's great for us, for humanity, for society, if used in the right ways. I think it's great.
Yeah, and another thing, it's like, like when you're saying those things, I think it's because I've heard many times like how people kind of like blame the social media for stuff that are happening right now. But at the same time, sometimes I feel like I don't think it's like the technology. It's just you. You know, it's just like you. Like cuz like for example, like I think like with me, like that's why I never like I'm a girl. Like I'm a girl, Like I'm 100% girl, guys. But at the same time, I never really like all of my friends, they like branded stuff. They always look at magazines of all these Victoria's Secret body and blah 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 blah. I grew up, I mean, I look at it, but I never really kind of like never been into that because in my mental state, or at least in how I think, that's not real. Those are photographs. Those are models for one. Why am I going to like look at that and kind of like feed my brain that this is what I supposed to look like? Like I have my own brain. I know what I want, I know what I like, and this is what I like for my own body. And that's why as a personal trainer I always tell this to people. Like don't like or don't tell me what you like because Instagram models are like this. I have to be like this because this is the trend. Trend fades. You have to understand what do you like when you look in the mirror, what do you like for you? Not because your husband or your partner likes it or your friends like it. What do you want for you? And that's always what I wanted to tell people, especially little girls. Don't look in the magazine. Don't look on Instagram. Instagram have filters. Didn't even know filters have videos. That's why there's a lot of people asking me before, is my video have like filters on or something? It's like, because that exists. Okay,
Um,
muted, guys. They mute
Absolutely. I think
me.
I think sometimes technology can be used as a tool to manipulate and to mislead people into believing things that are not real, essentially, right? And but also I feel like we as the users of technology should equip ourselves in knowing if something is real or not, right? So
Yes.
obviously, one of the tips that I'd give to people is not to accept things at face value, right? So if I see a girl whose body that I like on social media, that's what I see from face value. That's what she's presenting to me. But I should also have an inquisitive mind and ask myself, is this really her right now? Is this really her body? Because right now we have, softwares, uh, softwares like Photoshop and all these body body adjusting,
Filters.
technologies that aren't even
Yes.
real. So I
Oh
think
my God.
as
I just know those things. And it's like, oh my God. It's like, Jesus Christ.
yes, I think
That's how
I, th- I
bad it
think
is.
I think technology has come with a consequence of of being a bit skeptical at what you are at what you are taking in from what you're seeing. But it still, in my opinion, doesn't. It's all the negatives still don't um, supersede the positives. I think technology is great, right? And yes, it
It
is bad for
depends
some
on the
aspects, but
person.
also it's great.
I disagree. I'm sorry, guys.
Of course.
Why?
What is it
Before you
go?
say why do you disagree, ayan, Bebsy Cookie, mega, 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 more love. Shout out to you, Bebsy, and hello to handsome co-host. Mega, mega love. Shout out to both of you, and to Amy Jensky and BFF. BFF, I know you're there. Mega, mega love. Shout out to you. So, why do you disagree with that?
I think in general, I think technology has affected society more than we think we that it has. I think it really has made us more superficial. It's made us more. It's reduced our attention span, and it's an experiment that we have no idea how it's going to go. It's we've only had the internet for about 20 years, and look how it's changed society completely. I mean, we really we're not really taking into account how much it's changed everything. How we deal with relationships, how we do business, how yeah, just the fundamentals of being a human being in two people meeting together now. We're using dating apps. Like over 60-70% of people now to meet their partner use dating apps. And I've seen this personally in my life, seeing the internet from the beginning from now, and I've seen the complete change of how people talk to each other and interact with each other, and it's just for me, it's not a good thing. I think we've lost something. We've lost um, just to respect each other. We're in these bubbles now where we can talk about what we think and what we like, and what we think is valuable, but we don't see other opinions. And then when we do see another opinion, we get offended by it, and we don't understand. We don't debate anymore. It's just offense.
No,
Oh,
that's what I'm saying. It's like that's what I'm trying to say. It's like, like
mm,
right now everyone has opinions.
yeah,
Everyone has opinion.
But
My opinion matters, but the thing is it's like for me, especially on live streaming, especially on public, once it's not just like a small scale of like friendship, when you're talking to your friends. Once you open your mouth, once you give opinion, you gave your opinion, it doesn't mean everyone would agree with you.
of course.
You know? And
But
don't be sensitive about it. It's like, yeah, we disagree. We agree to disagree. But the thing is now everyone has opinion and everyone should be right. It's like, no,
mm,
it's like
mm,
like there's no conversation anymore, and it's like one of the things like sometimes like I could be very debating, like like especially I know myself. If I know something is correct, especially in a factual conversation, like if these are facts, you know you have to prove me wrong. If you cannot prove me wrong, don't pretend that I'm just gonna shut up my mouth and not say anything because you're saying opinion. So if you say opinion, then I'm gonna
mm.
give my opinion back. But sometimes there are also instances where if I feel a person is so dumb, so like
Shit.
and the thing is like the world is becoming dumber by a minute sometimes, and I'm sorry guys, but sometimes it does, because like the information, like with technology, right? We
Mm.
can use technology, and I'm also guilty about this because sometimes like for me to kind of like shut up my brain, I watch reality TV show,
Oh God, no!
right? I watch them so that like I don't think, I kind of relax. I need it sometimes, like stupid stuff I watch sometimes. But I also use internet for informative ones. Like if I don't know anything, there's a phone away from me. Hey, Google, what is this? Or define this, or blah, blah, blah. Don't just say something of an opinion and you don't know anything. Like that's one of the things that I kind of learned throughout the years. Like before, because I'm so talkative, I'm so like open, like I say what I think. But
Mm.
now, because of like information I get, and it's not like like the world doesn't revolve around me. It's like there are other people's experiences that aren't mine. So
Yeah.
now I'm more of like, if I don't know anything about something, I'd shut up. Like I'm not gonna talk about it because I don't know anything about it, rather than pretend to know something about it and then look like a stupid person. And then you lost the conversation. So sometimes there's a lot of people, just to pretend they know something, they'll talk about it too much. So I don't know. It's just me.
I mean, yeah, it, I think that's what's lost. I think we've lost the art of listening. We've lost the art of really listening, active listening, they call it in psychology. And we rather just talk. And that's what social media and I think the internet has encouraged. Is encouraged. We've got a platform now to say what we want to say, but really taking in what someone else says takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of kind of energy.
Self
And
awareness. That's why I'm telling you guys. Self awareness, accountability, learn those things.
yeah,
Go on,
But
definitely.
Reggie.
I would like to disagree with Lee when he says that dating apps have diluted the dating scene. I think dating apps have actually helped us a lot.
Oh
Um,
God.
because because I feel like, in the past, women used to use guys. For instance, if a woman knew that a guy was interested, she would try and get as much as she could out of the guy. She would try and get free dates, and she would ask the dude for favors, and she would be fully aware that the guy wants him, and by the time that the guy proposes, the girl would say, "Hey, I didn't know that you liked me, and I don't
Mm.
think this is going to work." And then he said, whereas on a dating app, we know that you are there to try and find a partner, right?
Ah.
It's clear because if it's clear because you are on this dating app, right?
Mm.
So
Mm.
so already the confusion is lost. Already we know that, okay, I am taking this person out because I want to be in a long term relationship, or I want to have some sort of relationship with this person.
Yeah.
I think it dating apps clear the confusion. You don't just go on dating apps to be friends with someone, or you don't just go on dating apps to find to find a hangout partner. It's clear that
There are
you are
there
here.
are other dudes though that they would say, I'm on a dating app because I don't know, I thought it's something like a stupid excuse or something. Like, girls know what dating app is. It's like, like, but at the same time, this is my question for you guys. Like I've asked a lot of people, and there are, like, countries that are not really blatant when it comes to dating, right? And there's always like misunderstandings when it comes to dating. But the thing is, this is what I kind of like, like gathered or like observed, and kind of like, put into action on my own, kind of like dating back then. So the thing is, I always tell people, like, you have to be very honest with what you really want when you're dating, especially if you don't want to waste time. It depends, like it just kind of like, like I had this conversation back before where, no, you can't. Like you just don't know. But the thing is, I think that's one of the things, like a lot of guys, sometimes a guy would complain, like, why is, like, I'm dating this girl, she's so nice, but then she's not into me, but then she was nice. But if it's blatant, like for a girl to say, like, well, I don't really like you, I want to have friendship, then everything would be settled. The same thing as with the guys. If the guy would say, like, well, I just want to fuck you, that's just what I want, Then the girls wouldn't be like, crying themselves out. Why is this guy not taking me seriously? Because, sometimes a lot of people kind of like make things complicated when, at least for me, it shouldn't be, you know.
Well, that's why I disagree. Sorry, I'm really disagreeing. But
Okay.
I do think dating apps have cheap. I really do feel it's, yes, it's made it more, I guess, open of, I want to meet this person. But I mean, just today, I was talking to that Tinder date just to get a clarification of what happened with it, and she said to me, like, Tinder's just play. It's just play. You just go on
Yeah,
there,
Tinder is known for being a play.
and that's what I mean. That's what I mean. There's people there that want to meet people for serious things, but I think a lot of women, especially women, think it's just attention. Just, oh, I'm gonna meet a guy, I'm gonna talk to a guy, and just get attention, and play around with him a little bit, and especially if they don't really like him, but they're getting attention. I mean, like, oh yeah, yeah,
So
I'll play
that's
with him,
what
and
I'm
then you
saying.
go.
Like, be
Hmm.
upfront at first. It's like, okay, so you want to go out with me? Okay, what do you want? So before you even go out, you already know what you expect. It's almost like, before you marry someone, test the merchandise first. Because
But
you
that's not
doesn't
gonna
know
happen.
who knows
That's not gonna
exactly.
happen. I
But the
know.
thing is, I'm all for that. I don't know about you guys. And of course, sa mga tao nandyan sa viewers, do you think, and I get it, like there's a lot of conservative people around me and they don't really like this idea, okay? But the thing is, now that I know what I know, you know, but the thing is it's I think it's really nice to know if your partner is compatible with you in every way, not just financially, not just mentally, not just emotionally, but as well sexually. Because I think, like that's kind of like one of the things that you have to kind of like, really pay attention to, especially like with you, Lee, you want it to be like around 20s, mid 20s, right? You don't want a old woman, right?
Well, I'm 40, right? So at least 30. Yeah, 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 yeah. Something like that.
Exactly. So it's almost like, in that kind of scenario, it's almost like you have to understand how they mentally compatible with you and how they sexually, like for example with me, I know that when a woman is around 30s, that's their kind of like prime where they kind of want it all the time, you know? And with, like with guys, it's kind of like when you're 30 or like when you're 40, that's where kind of like testosterone goes down. And some of you guys doesn't want it. So it's like, like these things should be talked about when you really want a serious relationship. That's
I
just
think
what I
I think
think.
I think when you talk about these things, you're being a little bit too forward, and
Yes,
that
because I'm
may come
forward
across as
person.
and that may come across as a bit as a turn off.
Yeah,
So
I know
I
that.
think I think I think some things should be observed rather than rather than being said. If you are looking for a specific kind of woman, take her out on dates, um, spend some time together, and during that time, watch her like a hawk. Watch her actions. You understand? Um, and then the questions will come. Once you once you begin to realize certain things. For instance, I don't want a girl for me, probably because I'm a little bit traditional. I don't want a girl who has too many friends, right? Too many friends, or a girl who goes out on a lot of trips, or a girl who has a lot of gay friends, a lot of male gay friends. I don't want that. You understand? So I'll ask her, hey, well, for instance, let's say that we aren't together. I'll ask her, hey, so what are you doing? And then she'd say, oh, I'm with my friends, and we are going I don't know, we go into, we're having a girls' get together. And then the following week, a person who's always active like that to me is a turn off. And I think it's better for me to spend time with her, for me to see that, rather than ask her, "What do you do on weekends?" Because that's a bit direct.
No, in that sense, yeah, I understand that. But at the same time, it's like, in that sense, there's like a line where, like when it's the first kind of like weeks or days of, like dating, the A game goes out, right? And sometimes I would
Yes,
be like, I'll be guilty about this with women as well. And I would assume the same as thing with men. Like they wouldn't show their bad side,
yes,
like even if they know to themselves, I'm disorganized. But like with guys, I notice this with guys, if you're gonna like kind of like, like if you have a girl in your room, you're gonna clean your room like super A game, super polished, super clean. But that's not really who you are in everyday life, right? So
yes.
it's kind of like that. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I think I'm not saying this because I want everyone to do it, but that's why it's an opinion. This what works for me. I've been on a dates before where I kind of like do the A game. I became the woman of what their image is of me. They want a like a conservative woman, then I'm a conservative woman. I wasn't happy, you know
Mm.
but then there's a point where it's like, no, fuck it, I'll be the bitches, I'll be who I am. This is who I am. You want it, take it or leave it. Somebody took it, and I'm never been happier. You know what I'm saying? And it's no complicated. It's like there's no complication. It's like somebody actually loved me for who I am. So
But but I see. If somebody took you at your, itchiest moment, um, I mean, what does that say about the guy? No offense to your husband, but
No, like for
but
example, right? Because I'm not the bitchy type, Like
yes,
like I know where like my bitchy type would be like, like this, like how I dress. Some
okay,
people would say I'm a
okay,
bitch or like I'm a slut because of how I dress, right?
okay.
But the thing is, this is how I like my dress to be because I
Oh, so
work
you weren't.
out on this.
Oh,
Like
so
I
you
work
weren't being
out.
bitchy. You were being
No,
your
no, no. Like,
authentic
yeah,
self.
sorry for the word. Yeah, I'm just being this. Like, like this,
Yes.
like for some people on an image side, I look like, like, because I don't smile. Like, in my normal, like, if I'm not live streaming or I'm just walking on the street, I'm the bitchy woman you'll probably see because I don't smile. Like, I'm
Mm.
just kind of like that. Like, don't talk to me, go away. I'm
But
the kind of.
I think that's the differences between men and women. I think that also that's what needs to be highlighted because I think a lot of men will accept a lot of stuff from women. If you're pretty
Mm.
and
Mm.
yeah, you look good and you've got a great personality, and even if you're bitchy as you say, that's still quite exciting to a guy. Oh yeah, she's got confidence. Yeah, yeah, I like that. But I think from a woman's side it's more stricter. I think it's a lot more,
Mm.
there's more factors that come into attracting a woman to a guy, you know
No,
what I
I
mean?
think
So
that's what no, no, that's what I'm saying is like you have to find exactly what you want, like, and the thing is this is kind of like one of the things that I feel like a lot of people are lacking is because they're looking in the wrong places.
okay.
Like for example, if I want someone who's responsible, who's gonna take me, okay, I need coffee, BRB. Oh, sir, well, thank you. And Ice, you're not wrong. And kay Madam Melskit, mega, 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 love, shout out to you, Melskit. Ayan, thank you, guys. So another thing is like, for example, like if I want a responsible guy for me, right? I used to go to clubs. I dance a lot. I love dancing. Like it's like if I really want a responsible, accountable someone who'll take me seriously, why would I search for a guy in a club? I wouldn't find it there. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
that's
it's a
You'd
what
be
good
I'm
surprised.
saying. I
point.
would be surprised, but it's kind
But
of rare. It's gonna be a
but
rare one.
that's not true. That's not true. Well, people say that if you want a wife, then you should go to church. That's also not true. That's not
Yes,
true.
yes, I believe that. Yes. No, but I'm saying
Because
like,
oh,
to
okay,
make it kind of like in a general kind of like in a, like if
okay,
I kind of like how I explained it, like,
okay.
but the thing is it's not
It's
true. But that's what I'm saying. You have to know what you want, and
mm,
you have to like look it in the right direction.
Okay,
And
well,
the same thing with when you're saying Lee, like, like guys, women are more stricter.
mm,
Then if she's strict and she's not up to what you kind of like, if she doesn't or she can't handle you, then move on next, you know?
that's what guys do, man. I mean, with that, we guys, I think. All right. Controversial opinion. I think guys are so used to rejection. We just do it. We approach a girl, she says no, we move on to the next. But I think a woman cannot accept rejection. I think if it was the other way around, I think a girl would be like, oh, what do you
But
mean?
the thing
I
is,
really
that's what
feel
I'm
that.
saying. No, that's what I'm saying earlier. I know there's no equality when it comes to that. But
Oh
at the
yeah.
same time, that's why I'm saying if you know to yourself, that's why there's like, like be real,
Okay.
like be real of what you are. Because there's so much denial in the world, right? Like, for
Mm,
example, if I know for myself that I'm a two, right? And I've
mm.
been trying to get a 10 guy or a 9 guy, and I couldn't get it for how many years I tried. There's something wrong. Then maybe I should change something. And that's a lot
Mm.
of things that I think that, like human in general are missing out. They keep doing the same shit. They keep doing the same thing and they're not going anywhere. So why change? Change something.
But that's why
It's
I
the
go
same
back
thing
to.
as fitness.
Sorry, interrupting. That's why I go back to social media because it's distorted that that perception because it makes especially women feel, oh, I can get the 10 because you've got access to them now with internet, you've got access with that with social media and dating apps. Oh, I can get the guy who's a millionaire,
Well, the
whereas
same thing
before you
as for
couldn't before.
women, as for
yeah,
men.
yeah, but
You can get that one. But the
Not
thing is,
real.
so exactly, but you can try. But the thing is with girls, it's the same thing. It's like you just have to try, try it out.
What
Go
you
on.
say?
but Lee, but Lee, what I would like to say is that it's for that very same reason that you're saying that dating apps have distorted the dating market, right? Is because now that men can now see what women are attracted to, like you alluded earlier on, that 80% of women are attracted to 20% of men. Now that we men who maybe do not fall into that category of the 20%, right? Now we see what women are attracted to, and so we can build ourselves to be that, uh, so that we appear attractive to 80% of women. Whereas
Mm,
before, you didn't know why a girl would reject you. You probably thought that your shoes weren't polished, or maybe you didn't go to church enough, or
true.
maybe there was something wrong that you were doing, right? Whereas now it's like, oh, women are attracted to this. So women are attracted to guys who are fit. So maybe I should work more on my fitness. I should work more on my image. Maybe I should start, dressing, you know, um, smart clothes and wearing perfumes.
Yeah.
Women are also attracted to guys who have an income bracket of on this level. Perhaps I should
Mm.
strive for careers that pay more. You can say so. At least now you have a bar that you are aiming towards.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
same thing. It's like before when we don't have like, like technology, it's like
Yeah.
men are more like, they know the standards for women because of all the
Mm,
magazines, right? It's the
mm,
same thing. It's like this is what you go for. And now that women actually have those access and we can do that, is the same thing. That's why I'm saying this is what I'm saying. It's just like try to change something when something doesn't work out for you,
Ah,
you
I,
know? Because
okay,
if you
okay.
don't get out of your comfort zone, you're limiting yourself to more opportunity. That's what I'm
I,
trying to tell you, Lee.
I
You
mean,
know?
look. I'm not. No, I agreed somewhat. Yes, we. It's opened up what women like on their preferences and stuff. But some of them preferences are not realistic. Not every man is gonna have
yes.
that bracket. Not every man's gonna be super fit. Not
Yes.
every man is gonna reach those high
Yes.
standards
No,
that the women want. But hang
Yeah.
on,
the
hang on.
only
But
thing is this is what I'm saying, Lee. Is like,
mm,
for example, you're trying this, right? You're trying and trying and trying, and it's not working. That's why you have to change it. Go for the other ones now. See
what?
that?
But the other ones are going for the high ones. They're not looking down.
No,
They're not looking
lower
down.
down it. Then lower down it. Lower down the bracket rather
Low
than
down.
lower down.
No, well, to be honest, for me, I mean, me personally, I'm not really bothered. I'm just, I've dated enough girls to be okay with who I am and whatever. And I think it's a lot of men actually I feel the same way as me, as Western men especially. We're just kind of like, whatever, I don't care. I'm just gonna live my own life. Because I think honestly, I think the standards are so unrealistic now. It's just like, what's the point? Well, why should I bother?
I know Reddy has something to say. Okay, say it, Reddy.
Yeah. Well, the standards are unrealistic, but of those requirements that women need, surely you can at least meet one. And that is, for instance, let's say getting physically fit. Sure, you may not have seven digit bank account balance in your bank account, but the least that you could do is work out and dress well. And you don't have to dress in Versace suits and Georgie Armani 10,000 rand caps. You don't have to do that. But if you simply worked out and ate well, which is entirely within your control, then I think you would have made at least 50% of those requirements, and then from there on, then you may find someone who's willing to date you, right? Because making
Definitely.
yeah,
Yeah, definitely,
exactly.
definitely. I mean, yeah, I'm not saying that we should just give up, but I think it's also the other side as well. I think women need to realize that they have a certain grade and
Mm,
they need to realize what level they're at. Like they can't just expect, oh, well, I want a guy like this. Well, what do
mm,
you look like? Are you fit? Are
mm,
you, in
No,
shape? Are
that
you friendly and
okay.
stuff?
mm,
I'm gonna put it this way with you, Lee. Okay. So if you're so kind of like magnetized with women who have so much high standards, right?
yes.
Like you're so triggered with these people. For me, you don't want those girls anyways. It's
Mm,
like fuck them. You don't want those girls. So why are you so kind of like focused on these girls? If they don't want you, fuck off
mm,
then. Because they
yeah.
don't want these girls anyways. They have like ridiculous standards. And that's what I'm saying. It's like it's all mental. It's like you don't want these girls anyways. If I'm gonna be a dude, like I'm not gonna touch these girls. It's like they're so delusional. What? Like no, bye bye. I'm gonna go for the other ones that actually would kind of like fit in what I wanted in my life. Because there's gonna be girls out there. Like for me, I never really go for a rich person because it's like it doesn't it's a turn off for me sometimes, because sometimes my experiences with rich men, they treat women like a possession, and that's not for me. I want a man who actually can level with me. If I can do this, you can. If you can do this, I can. We are going to be both equal in ways we can be equal. And that's what I need with a man. So if I'm like that, there's going to be out there a girl like me as well. You just didn't see them because you're looking in a wrong direction. You know what I'm
But
saying?
Lee, here's the other ones. Everything you just spoke about, I think, is relative to where you're from. For instance, if I were to go back to where I'm from in South Africa, I would have a hard time dating because I'm not special. I look like everyone. I speak like everyone. There's really nothing distinctive. I don't really have a distinctive feature about myself. Whereas if you were to go to South Africa, well, you're a British guy, and British people, English accent sounds smart, and people love British people. Is that you may have a better time than I do because you're different, right? Even you
There you
yourself
go,
being
Lee.
in an Asian,
Go with
even
Radi.
yeah, even you yourself being a black person in Asia, or automatically makes you stand out, right? All you have to do now is just focus on your fitness, and you're going to have uh, a much broader, wider range, a much broader dating pool than you would where you're from. I assume. Am I correct?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, totally, totally, totally. I mean, I'm not
Yeah,
saying it's impossible, but
yeah.
I'm trying to say there is problems. There is
No,
problems
I
there.
hear what you're saying.
Mm,
I hear what you're saying. There's problems for the average man
mm,
who doesn't have the all the all the superficial things that women regard as high value. I hear
mm,
what you say. I understand you 100%.
mm. Yeah, and I mean,
Understand you both guys, but I'm just telling you guys, like, it's not just for guys, it's also for girls. Like, you'll just have to look in the right direction. It's like, don't be focused on one direction because that's what you want. Ask yourselves, do they want you as well? If they don't want you as well, why would you keep insisting yourself to that? And that's the same thing with just life itself. We usually kind of, and the thing is, I understand it. I actually understand, because as human being, we kind of like wanted to be accepted,
Mhm.
right? We want to be accepted in whatever ways. We want that, how do you call that, acknowledgement of our being. But at the same time, I think we forget to kind of like prioritize the person that actually like us for us, which is kind of like, I and there's one, Felipe G. I am Felipe G is in the house. If 80% of the women are chasing the top 20% of men, then the other 80% of men looking down will only see the remaining 20% of women. Not good
I
odds.
see. I see. Sorry for interrupting, but it's a little bit late this side,
Oh yes, yes,
and
yes. It's going to be like almost the end of the live stream. Thank you, thank you. I did
okay,
miss you, Reddy. I really do. And
okay,
of course, if you ever come to Japan, please let us know because we're both here in Japan. I'll make
okay,
I'll
no
make
problem.
Lee and prepare you a futon and you'll pay
Yes,
him.
okay,
nice to meet you. It's really nice to meet you, sir. And hopefully, when you come to Japan, yes, we can continue this debate. But yeah,
yes,
Yes,
no problem.
definitely. With alcohol. Okay,
Yes.
goodbye, Reddy and Ayan. I know I actually learned a good night in South Korean. I think it's Jane, or something like that. But good night, Reddy. Have a wonderful night. Thank you so much for being
Right,
here.
bye
I'll
guys.
be seeing you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
uh,
So Lee, this is going to be the end of the live stream. over time now. But so Felipe G is saying something. So if 80% of the women are chasing the top 20% of men, then the other 80% of men looking down will only see the remaining 20% of women. Not good
Shit.
odds. So, but to end this live stream, Lee, Ayan, I know it's getting late. I was actually trying to like time it off, like because you were off the screen. So I'm just kind of like finishing the conversation in the live chat. Anything
Okay.
that you kind of want to say right now, Ayan? So far,
Um,
like what you're feeling right now.
um, I just feel it's. I think it's good to talk about these things. I think we've come to a point in society where we need to discuss our kind of relations, how we relate to each other, so we can move forward together. And thank you for providing the platform, IC, to do that. And yeah, it was really kind of cathartic to talk with you and your audience as well. So thank you, and thank you, IC's subscribers as well. So thank you.
Aw. Well, Lee, that you're always welcome here. And if you feel like we're always disagreeing or like people are
No,
disagreeing with you, it's going to be fine. If they cross the border, I'll be here to slap them in the
I
boom boom.
I like disagreement. It's okay. I think
Yes, exactly.
mm, I think it's we shouldn't be afraid of it. Like you said earlier, like we're so afraid of someone disagreeing with you. It's more of an offense than just a difference of opinion. We should allow it. Allow different points of view. That's how we learn. Like I learned a lot today from I forgot his name, from
Ready.
Radine and yourself.
100% you ready. Yeah.
And I hopefully you learn something from me too. So I think it's good. So yeah, no worries, no worries.
Yay, ayan, good. So, last words. Ayan, Black Gamer Romano as well is doing from time to time. He actually do a lot of like editing, gaming, and stuff. So if you're into it, yeah, please subscribe to this man. Ayan, to this man because you're gonna see him a lot here as well. And please do, Ayan, please let's pray that admin and him will be together so that
Oh
I
my god.
mean forever.
um can we do a
Anyway,
live stream? Can we do a live stream when she's on and we can talk and then I can try and flirt very badly and then we'll see how that goes.
well, if she comes to Japan, you're probably gonna have to date her, but you're gonna have to pay for it. Okay, so be ready for that.
Oh god, I'm nervous now. Okay, cool,
Yes.
cool, cool.
So, anyways, yeah, this is your time to shine. Tell them you're Black Gamer Romano. Please drop down the link as well so they can connect with you.
Oh yeah, sure,
Invite
sure.
them.
I'll do it. Yeah, I'll do it now. I'll do it now. Okay.
So bye
Bye.
bye, Lee. Thank you. Ayan, drop the link first before you go, okay?
Okay, I will. Take care, guys. Oh crap! I gotta do it now. All right. Bye.
Bye. Ayan, guys. So I hope you learned so much from us, guys, because like this kind of like like this is kind of like the conversations that I really, really looking forward to kind of like share with you guys, because I think one of the things that I really feel at this time and age is that we cannot really have a real conversation with people because it's either we're so afraid or sometimes we feel like we know it all or like we're just kind of like we don't want to be corrected or like we don't want to be disagreed with, but we have to understand that like if you are watching this from the start to right now, you can understand that every one of us is coming from a different culture, from different experience, and even if we do have the same experiences, sometimes what we feel in a situation is not going to be the same way as the other person. So please, guys, ayan, Black Gamer Romainer already yan. Please do connect with him, guys. Please do love him if you're not connected yet. Amy, thank you, thank you. Felipe G, thank you. So if you're into gaming and editing, humorish stuff like that, please do connect and please do subscribe to Black Gamer Romainer. Ayan, he's gonna be there as well. And always support each other, guys, because like it's just us who's gonna support each other, and that's what I wanted in this channel. Always going to have like a community where you can actually talk yourself out. Is that the word? Or like talk your thoughts out, without being judged harshly. But at the same time, if you're gonna talk into this live stream, make sure to also like understand that not a lot of people, or not all of us will gonna agree with you, and you have to be okay with it, because if you're not okay with it, then this probably is not good for you. Oh, diba? But guys, thank you so much for such a wonderful, wonderful evening. That like, thank you for my co-host Ayan. Thank you for my guest today, Freddy. I am 100% true Black Gamer Romainer. Thank you. I had such a wonderful time, and I hope you guys that are gonna watch this on replay, and of course the ones that are here, Jensky, Amy, Shirley. Thank you, Felipe G. Thank you, Ayan. Thank you for being here. I hope you like this topic, and there's always going to be a lot of topic to come. Ayan, Felipe G. Sorry, Ayan. There you go. So thank you guys so much. I'm going to see you again this coming Thursday, Ayan. And if also you're going to have like, if you want me to assess you physical, like fitness in your fitness journey, don't forget to send me your workouts that you kind of like do with my workouts as well. And every Saturday is also going to be like this. So please come again. And if you're not subscribed, please do subscribe to this channel, to my co-host, Ayang Black Gamer Romainer. Just drop his link down there. Please do subscribe to him as well. Thank you so much. Otsukare sama deshita minasan, and arigato gozaimashita. And thank you, Madam Amy, for your super chat for helping out. Thank you so much. I love you all. Mwah, 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 mwah. And good night, Oyasumi. Ciao, ciao. Till next time, guys. Love you all. It was interesting conversation tonight. Thanks, Hysen, to your co-host. And thank you, Felipe G, for coming here. Thank you so much to everyone. Again, mwah, 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 mwah. Love you all. Ciao, ciao. Bye. And Servo, good night, Servo. We're going away. And I hope, Servo, next time you can come up as well. And Felipe G, if you guys wanted to come up, let me know. Connect with my social media again and again. Oyasumi nasai and ciao ciao, bye bye, till next time. Mwah, 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 mwah. turn, we're tearing it down. Oh, got the turn, we're tearing it down. Oh.